Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the ReelTok Podcast. My name is George. I'm joined, of course, alongside my beautiful co-hosts, Seth, Cam, and Tyler. Starting us off, as we always do, we are on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Your support means the world, and we will never stop thanking you guys for the support you give us. Again, especially on the ReelTok Awards, those videos did incredibly, and you guys made it a really fun, interactive event. Let's just get right into it, gentlemen. How is everyone? Cam, you were at a wedding yesterday. You didn't get home till 3 a.m. You must be a little tired this morning.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm just tired, really, honestly. I don't feel all that bad. I'm just really freaking tired. It was a fun wedding. Shout out Adam and Courtney. Happy marriage. They're probably not listening. Yeah, shout out
Adam and Courtney.
It's a very fun wedding. As you know, I'm in a different location. I'm in my living room because we got home at 3 a.m. So I'm letting Emma sleep out of the kindness of my heart. But the big news of the week that I know you guys want is I did rip my pants. I was in fact dropping it low during Get Low. And I ripped my pants, clean through in the ass. The pants were getting a little tight. I'm not going to lie. We've put on an LB or two since we got them. It's probably
what was the immediate reaction? Like, what did you do? Did you just go on with your night with pants?
Yeah, no, I dude, we went out to the bars and everything, and I had ripped pants. I don't care.
What kind of rippage are we talking about? Like, give me.
It wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't.
Was it crack? But when you're standing, it's not that noticeable.
Yeah, I think when you're standing, I didn't really get a reaction. I was just, I didn't actually see it. So I gotta ask Emma for a picture, and then I'll send it to y'all. I was wearing underwear that kind of that was a good call on, like, it was the color kind of lined up, so it worked out all right. But yeah, that's the big news of the week. I ripped my pants. At my wedding, one of my friends ripped their pants, so we connected on that a little bit. But that's the big one is don't drop it too low. I was going too hard.
That's the only reason we joined the podcast. Thanks for listening, guys, this week.
Yeah, honestly, that's all we need.
Seth, another UFC night last night, up till like 4 a.m. maybe.
It was a little bit earlier this time. I think it was like 2:30 because it was a fight night. It wasn't like a UFC event. It was at the Apex, which is like their little one in Vegas. So about 2:30, pretty good card, quite enjoyable.
Faith Ordway got KO'd, rip, in the first round. Faith Ordway
I did see that,
by the porn star in the first
round. Why are we talking about YouTube boxing? The UFC is
TikTok boxing.
I was gonna say I don't even know who that is.
I know who
Faith
the other
Ordway's
one is.
a TikToker, and then Elle Brooke is a TikToker / OnlyFans star. And Faith Ordway got KO'd, rip. So sad to see my girl fall like that.
They're quite big in the UK. These like events. To be fair,
because KSI he's British, right?
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah. Well, no, he's just big everywhere.
Right, but it was like he was like the main event of that fight Cam was talking about. That's the only reason I bring him up.
Yeah, I mean, like probably got one of the biggest like YouTube followings ever. Maybe.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Got to be up there. So I get it, but
did Nurmagomedov win or lose last night?
He took a chin, big time. It was good. But that was a good card. I've had a pretty standard week, to be fair. Obviously, I went to the Last of Us early screening premiere, whatever, which obviously we'll touch on. Me and George will touch on a bit later. But pretty standard week. Nothing major, just a couple of things here and there, really.
Very nice.
The TikTok algorithm's messed up because I just scrolled once and it was the Faith Ordway. We took the L TikTok, so rip.
They know what we're talking.
They're listening.
They are listening.
More importantly, why are you scrolling mid-recording?
He's an ADD guy.
I have ADHD.
Got to multitask.
It's fine.
Tyler, your office is pretty much complete.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on artworks. That's like the big thing to put the final touches. And my back desk back there is like really messy, and my closet is gonna be kind of where I have like video games and stuff. I never play video games. Like in the last 2 years combined, I probably paid like 6 hours of video games. So it's really like once every 2 years, legitimately.
I probably played 6 hours yesterday. No, I'm not joking.
Yeah, I'm just not like, I don't know. It's something that like, it's not like I actively try to not play video games. Just I have no interest in them. Except like once, literally every 2 years, I'll be like, I'm gonna play Madden tonight, and I'll just like download Madden, do a fantasy draft where you like pick all your own players, play like 6 games, and be like, all right, see you again 2025. I'll play that again then. But got to finish that in my office. We don't have work tomorrow because tomorrow's like MLK Day, I think, so that's kind of nice. But it's Riley's birthday today, so after this podcast, gonna try to get it edited up quickly, and then I'm gonna, get some cake action going. Make some spaghetti is what she desired. She worked last night, so she's still not home yet, so she's gonna be sleeping most of the day. So I'll be like setting up while she's sleeping.
Is that like a national holiday then for you, like MLK Day?
Yeah,
You
Cam,
get
you don't work Monday, do you?
Really?
No.
I didn't know that was
George,
actually,
do
like,
you?
you got work on.
No, I'm off
it
Monday
national
as well.
holiday?
Yeah.
So yeah, national holiday.
Interesting.
Heck yeah.
Yep, but yeah, it's her birthday, so I'm gonna be spending most of the day doing that. I ordered her like birthday stuff, like for like the food I was gonna make today off of DoorDash, just some groceries, and I ordered like candles, like a 2. She turned 23, so I got like a number 2 and a 3. But on DoorDash, you have to put like substitutions in case stuff's like not there. So I got the 2 candle. Didn't get the 3 one. They just gave me 20 stick candles instead. So I have the number 2 candle and then 20 just individual candles. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work and make it like a 23. Because I just rather would have either had all numbers or all individuals, but whatever. We'll make it work. So going to be a fun day. And then this upcoming weekend, we're going to Universal. So that's why next weekend we're going to film the podcast a little early because I'm going to Universal Studios. So that should be fun. I'm ready to spend a lot of freaking money at Ollivanders. But yeah, pretty standard week other than that.
Yeah, you're gonna see the price of one of those wands. You're still gonna buy it, but you're gonna question it for a second. It's too much.
Yeah.
All right, I mentioned all of our socials, but I completely forgot to mention that we are now on Letterboxd. So if you're listening and you have not followed us on Letterboxd, ReelTok Podcast, you're gonna keep up with everything we watch. We're not gonna put our full reviews on our ReelTok Podcast Letterboxd account. We're gonna keep those for the personal account, but if you just want one place where you can keep up with everything myself, Seth, Tyler, and Cam are listening to, ReelTok Podcast on Letterboxd. And with that said, let's get into what we've been watching the last couple of days. I want to start with Tyler because Tyler finally watched Hereditary, and I was really happy about that. And he even liked it. So, Tyler.
I really liked it. Yeah, so it was funny because I was planning on so my whole plan the whole time was to watch it when my girlfriend was working because I just didn't think she'd enjoy it, and I just wanted to watch it alone. So the first time I told everyone on Twitter I was going to watch it was when she was working that night. She ended up calling off that night, so she didn't work. So I was like, okay, going to move this to the next day she's working, which was like Sunday night or Monday night this week. And then that night, like her boss texted her and she's like, how about instead of coming in tonight, you come in tomorrow for like a day shift and you'll get like a bonus. So she's like, yeah, I'll do it. It's more money. So I was like, shit, like no one on Twitter is going to buy that. She's just like 2 shifts been messed up. So I told her, I was like, like I'm happy you're off work. We can hang out, but we got to watch Hereditary. I quite enjoyed it though. It wasn't as scary as I expected. It was more disturbing.
I think, told you, it's more depressing than scary.
It's disturbing too. I would say it's proper disturbing. I think I enjoy. Well, it's just what I've enjoyed about Ari Aster because I've also seen Midsommar now is that, and I don't know, just more nuanced horror movies in general is where there's way more to the plot than just the actual horror and disturbing elements. This movie had a lot that touched on grief, loss, had quite a complex religious, spiritual plot and subplot in the background, which is pretty similar to Midsommar as well. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I didn't. There was just so the whole thing is kind of being controlled by a cult, and there's some parts you just have to kind of be like, okay, that's like really far fetched, but I'll give into it. So that's the only knocks I'll give to it.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, yeah, no. Well, I mean, like
crawling up the walls and shit.
No, even beyond that stuff. I mean, like the whole like what they controlled and set in motion, like the whole like death and stuff, and getting like her at that party and getting the nuts and making him like, and making her, all the stuff that like led to the events that kind of kicked everything off. And everyone's kind of response on Twitter to me is like, oh, well, like they were all in the cult too. I'm like, is like every person in the world in this cult? That's just like no one.
Not me.
Yeah, Cam's a holdout, so that's good. But yeah, I gave it a 4.5. It's like a low end 4.5 out of 5 for me. But yeah, I don't know. My girlfriend enjoyed it too. She didn't like it as much as me. She was kind of I built it up as thinking it was a lot scarier, so she was kind of let down that it wasn't as scary. I was super on edge the whole time because I was prepping for it to be insanely scary. So like the smallest little like not jump scares but little twitches just was having me tweaking. She's like, you have to chill the fuck out. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. Now I can tick off Hereditary.
What did you rate Midsommar?
Also a 4.5, but I hold Midsommar higher.
Really?
Yeah.
Midsommar higher?
Yeah, just like by like a couple decimal points.
I
think like Hereditary's like unbelievably better. Like
I think Midsommar is like
I have like Midsommar like a 3.5. I have Hereditary like 4.55. I can't remember. I think that's like
I have Midsommar at like a 92, and then I think Hereditary at like an 82.
I'm not nearly as strong.
Is that because it scared you more though? So you just like
No, I don't. And I always say this also. I saw it once in theaters. I will never see that movie again. I try to think about that as little as possible. So I couldn't tell you now. I saw it once when it came out. When was that? Like
2019, 18?
Yeah.
18,
So I couldn't tell you exactly what pissed me off about it now. But it could have been because it scared me. I don't know. But fuck that. Not watching that.
You should watch both of them again today.
No.
I'm not nearly as passionate as either of you about them. Like if someone told me they thought Hereditary is better, or someone thought Midsommar is better, like I can totally see arguments for both of them. I don't really have a dog in that fight, but Hereditary ticked off. Also watched Warm Bodies, which was my girlfriend wanted to watch that. And she like went into it basically saying like she's like, this movie sucks, but like I watched it a ton when I was like whatever.
I saw that in theaters too, like way back
2012, 2013. So she's like, this movie's gonna suck, but it's just kind of campy and fun. And for what it was, and like that's kind of the same thing. Like I went into it with the lowest of low expectations. I like watched it. I was like, this is like a fine watch. Like it's not like Twilight where I was like actively cringing the whole time. Even though Twilight I didn't completely hate watching, but I think it's better than like Twilight. Nicholas Holt's great. He's kind of great in everything. I'm starting to realize, but. So yeah, Warm Bodies. Also watched The Lobster. Finally ticked that one off.
Weird movie, man.
Weird movie. Really cool premise. It kind of went on a little too long for me. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as other people. Even though I like really loved the cast, thought it was a really cool idea, but it ended up being like 2 hours. I think I'm landing at like a 3.5. I haven't officially rated it yet. It just went on too long for me, and I kind of enjoyed the part more when he was inside the hotel, and that part was more interesting to me than when he was out with like the loners. But still, solid movie and very, very interesting and weird. Then lastly, and I moved this off the movie reviews because it technically came out like November, but for some reason I think my theaters are starting to show like Oscar nominees. I watched EO. It's Poland's entry into the International Foreign Film race, and it's likely going to be a nominee. It's on the short list, but it's from Poland. Solid movie. It just follows the eyes of a donkey named EO. So Jenny the donkey in 2022, EO the donkey in 2022. It's been a big year for the donkeys.
Yeah, you've been tweeting about the Battle of the Donkeys.
A lot of donkey tweets.
Yeah, well, because then like right after that, I watched The Lobster, and it starts off with the donkey just being capped, and I'm like, what is am I just like, is some divine intervention just pushing donkeys into my life right now? But that movie is solid. It's a lot to do about, animal rights, wildlife treatment, but also just kind of what modern Europe is right now. Because you're basically like seeing modern Europe through the eyes of a donkey who's escaped. Like he was part of a circus. Circus went bankrupt, so they're like had to get rid of all their animals. So this donkey's just going from owner to owner to owner, and you're kind of seeing what modern Europe is like through his life. Very similar cinematography, honestly, to After Sun. Like very choppy cutting, some bright flashing lights, and it's also just it has that kind of style as well. So enjoyed that, and that kind of ticks off my watches. I watched something last night. Oh, The French Dispatch. Didn't actually enjoy that as much as I wanted to. I kind of was just really bored the whole time. I saw George rated a 4.5, and I was kind of surprised, but
that's my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's the style of it's still awesome, and Léa Seydoux is just freaking incredible. That's all I'm going to say on that.
I haven't seen it, but I would say, like, I feel like Grand Budapest Hotel is widely regarded as most people's number one Wes Anderson.
I have that at 3. I have Fantastic Mr. Fox at 2.
Oh, Fantastic Mr. Fox is
out
definitely
of
up
5.
there.
No. It's a 4.5 out of 5. I just rank it third on Wes Anderson's filmography.
Okay, that's fine.
Tyler, I did like your favorite Anderson tweet. That was funny.
Oh, that was funny. Continuing on, looks like all of us are just kind of in a horror kick, I guess, because Seth, you rewatched The Descent. You also watch
really
Bad Boys, but not the Will Smith Bad Boys.
No, it's so it's like a institutionalized film. It's one of like Sean Penn's earliest roles, or something like BFI. I don't really know how to compare it. It's like an incredibly 80s film. It was fine. It was quite good. I watched The Descent the other night because I had a friend come round, and whenever he comes around, he doesn't like horror films, so we always put on horror films just because that's funny.
God.
And The Descent is like one that I think is genuinely scary. It just makes me feel so uncomfortable the whole way through.
It is a frightening movie.
Did your friend like it?
Yeah, he did actually. He did. I watched Beast, which is like one of Jessie Buckley's earliest roles, and she's just such a good actress. Like, I think she's one of the best actresses working today, in all honesty. Thief, I rewatched and I gave it a 2.
Yeah,
5. That hurt. The whole time watching it, she was just like, "It's so boring," and that hurt. That hurt because then it is in my like top 30 of all time, I think. Obviously, I got some Bergman in there. Obviously, I watched Tetsuho the Iron Man, which was suggested to me by Phil.
Iron Man. That movie's great. We love that movie.
It's like I don't say it's lightly. It's the weirdest film I've ever seen. It's like so there's a guy who's like obsessed with metal, and he has a fetish with metal, and it's a Japanese horror from like the 80s, and it's black and white, and he puts like metal in his body.
Can you just watch Coco, man? Please.
Yeah, probably.
Please.
No, listen, and then it's like experimental. He puts metal in his body, and then there's like maggots, and it's just fucking weird. Anyway, and last night I watched that Raw, which I'm surprised you haven't seen, George, which I think you'd really like.
I saw a tweet actually that like right before I saw your tweet that says now watching, I saw a tweet that just says like it basically just ironed out why it's a masterpiece.
I give it a 4, but I think you can go up and rewatch. I think it's like it's a coming of age movie which is masked by cannibalism and by sort of animal rights and stuff like that. I would like, if we're talking about coming of age cannibal drama, I would hold that like higher than Bones and All, for example. Like a decent amount higher. Same rating, but a decent amount higher. And I think you'll really like it. I don't think Cam or Tyler would particularly. Maybe Tyler, actually.
That's just so funny. Like this just sounds like we're in like the most pretentious film school discussion right now, where you're like Seth's like talking to the class, like if we're talking, cannibal coming of age drama.
Well, that for me was the I have 2 nickels, and it's weird that it happened twice, but that was that.
Yeah, but
because
the reason
you have
it's called
2 cannibalism coming of age movies. It's weird that we have.
There's a lot of them, Yeah. There's quite a few that are like that, but that was really good.
I think I'm cannibal movie checked out for a few months between Bones and All and Fresh. I think
I don't think it's quite as dramatic. There is some horrible moments, but you don't see it as much. Yeah.
That's Seth. I wrote in the rundown. Seth watched The Descent, Bad Boys, and a bunch of older movies no one's ever heard of.
And do you know what? I saw that. Do you know
I've heard of
Iron Man. You put the Bad Boys, and Bad Boys is like got like 5K logs and everything.
No one, I haven't heard of that at all.
To be fair, I hadn't heard of that. I just saw it on thingy. I thought it looked quite good. But I also watched a 1924 comedy by Buster Keaton, which was fine. Do you know what? That wasn't out of choice though. I'm just trying to tick off some more of the Letterboxd top 250. So I thought I'd randomize, and I got that, and it was actually all right.
I need to start doing. I didn't realize when you check your stats, it tells you like how many movies of certain lists that you've watched.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. And then the Letterboxd
Kinda
top
fun.
250 is one of them, and I've only seen like I think 70 of them.
I think I've only seen like 105, and I think IMDb I've seen like 170, 160, but the Letterboxd one's so much more niche.
I know. I got to start making my way through that.
How many have you seen, Cam? Like 1?
Like 12. They are, dude. They are. I do not like that list. I'll go look though.
All right, Cam, what are you watching, bro?
Yeah, I watched About Time, Tyler.
Before you continue with About Time, before you even continue, your Letterboxd review said like the emotion didn't hit you, but for me, I don't think the emotion, like if I watched After Sun in 3 separate showings, like 30 minutes, went and just fucked off for 6 hours and watched 30 more minutes, I would think After Sun, I'd be like, yeah, it's sad, but like I don't know, I don't really see all the hype.
I agree.
You probably did you watch
well.
About Time within a 24-hour frame time? Yes or no?
Yeah, 24 hours. Yes.
Of what? Oh, you didn't finish it all in one go?
No, I had shit.
I
going
don't
on.
think you can rate a film when a film's like meant to target you emotionally, I don't think you can rate a film fairly if you watch it in sections.
Like action,
especially
comedy,
about time.
You can pause actions, you can pause comedies, but I think like a horror movie, if you're pausing that, watching over time, you'd be like, this isn't that tense or scary. Like no,
horror, emotional.
Can I say one thing? Because I knew
no,
you
can say all the things. I'm done now.
The first time I watched Big Sick was in a 3-day period.
Oh my god! And you still rate that a 5 out of 5?
Because it's the best rom-com of all time. I knew you were gonna say that, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get his ass with this. The first time I watched Big Sick was over like a couple days. It was a weekend thing, so I was like, I was out, and so I'd just watch it when I was back at my hotel or something like that.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I didn't care about anyone other than Domhnall Gleeson, and Rachel McAdams.
You didn't care about Bill Nighy?
What? Like I cared about him.
So
all right. It's bad to say I did. Sometimes I have to like exaggerate to like say why I cared about him. It just didn't hit me all that much. I don't know.
Just start caring more, bro.
Yeah,
you might be the first person.
I liked it a lot.
Everyone commenting on his Letterboxd review was like, "What the? Like you said you didn't care about that character? Like you're the only person I've ever heard."
I didn't even see that. I got a comment on that.
You have several people that like called that part out. We're like, "How do you not care about that character?"
I mean, I did.
Cam, did you rate this a 5 out of 5?
No,
that's why I'm impressed.
All right, so it's off the ReelTok collection now. I don't have to watch it.
I think, but you should watch
it. Was never on there. It was never on there.
What do you mean?
It was.
I went to like take it off, and it didn't.
Our sheet's not updated.
It was.
We have to update our sheet, and that's a nice little pitch for the ReelTok collection, which we have no idea when it's going to drop.
We're releasing it episode 21. I'm saying it now.
We literally just keep talking about it.
I got 3 weeks. Okay. I watched Before Sunset, and that shit was just it's great, but it's just not as good as Before Sunrise, I would say.
Disagree.
Interesting. That's fair. I loved Before Sunrise, and I really loved. Also, I watched Before Sunrise in over a 24-hour period, and I rated that 5 out of 5.
Bro, that's like an hour and a half. It's like a 90-minute film.
Fast movie.
More time in your life passed than time passed in the movie itself in the duration of watching it.
Well, that happens always because unless I watch it at the same time. Oh, you're talking
like movies that span multiple days.
Okay. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Took me a sec. Thank you.
Did you watch did you finish the trilogy?
No, because like you said, it's not on HBO Max.
So dumb.
Why is 2 of them on there?
I know,
so
right?
Very weird.
Just that's awful.
Which one's that? It's Before Midnight. That's not on HBO Max.
Yeah.
You have to rent it or something.
Just go to the UK. Seth has them all on Criterion.
I do. Yeah, you can borrow it. I'll send it you.
Probably, honestly. By the way. Oh, you actually do? I thought you were.
I just I didn't know that came in like a 3.
You get like a poster and stuff. And
I need to get that.
It's quite expensive for a Criterion. I can imagine over there because your Criterions are crazy, but it's really nice. It's really nice.
And then lastly, I rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once again because that shit bangs.
You said your dad didn't like it, right?
No, I think he did. He didn't really say anything. He said he liked the concept, but he also fell asleep during the middle of it. So, but I watched it with Emma, and she doesn't love action, so she was kind of out for the first hour.
First hour is not the action stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few like this.
Counting for him, I guess.
It's really like
when you watch
that kicks in.
Well, the third act has some, but watch it again. Maybe not the first hour. Don't quote me on that. But it's like part 1, everything is a lot of action. Part 2, everywhere is a lot of emotion. And then with like a little bit of action at the very end.
Okay.
Because I was kind of like, in my head before I rewatched it, I was like, the action definitely comes at the end. But no, it's a lot in there.
What kind of cereal are you eating?
Frosted Flakes.
All right, I'm going to drop a hot take, and we're not even going to talk about it. Raisin Bran is the best cereal of all time.
I don't even know what that is.
Better than Frosted Flakes.
We're not talking about it. No. I watched. Not talking about it. It's the best. Here we go. This man with a Pedialyte again. You just drink water?
It's the same one as last week, 2 weeks ago.
I watched Weathering with You, which was beautiful, but in like the massive scope of all of the anime films I've seen, it was not as high as I'd rate few others. I still give it 4 out of 5. Just didn't find myself connecting to the characters as much as I would in, Your Name or Grave of the Fireflies. And then I just rewatched a bunch of shit. This was a big rewatch week. I rewatched The Batman for the 7th time.
Oh my!
I watched The Mummy, and then after it, I was like, I'm not in the mood to watch something I have to pay attention to, really. So I just tossed The Batman on, and 3 hours later, it was sick. And then I watched The Mummy. And then
I haven't seen that in so long.
I hadn't seen it in forever. And then I saw A24's Instagram post a picture of Brendan Fraser, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me watch this. I haven't seen it in forever.
Nostalgia. I'd probably like it for watching it again.
It really is not. I mean, listen, things don't hold up in that movie.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine.
It's not bad at all. It's 3.5 out of 5. It's a fun little adventure film.
Is one of the Mummy movies the one that has that horrible CGI with the
The Rock?
Is that like the third one or something?
The Scorpion King. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
I see that video at least once a week.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I also I saw a funny tweet that was like film Twitter drinking game, like take a shot every time you see this clip, and like one of them is the Barry Keoghan one where it's like there goes that dream, and like holy shit. I see that 7 times a day on my timeline.
See that?
That's the most tweeted clip of all time, I think. I've never seen it.
It's because Seth retweets it every time.
I just don't think I've ever seen a film Twitter clip more.
I've not even seen that much, to be honest. It might be just American guys, so it might be.
All right, let's move on with the episode. We have a lot to cover today. We're going to do a review of The Last of Us, which drops today, actually, on Sunday. So luckily, Seth and I were able to see it early, so we're able to talk about it and have this ready and out on Monday. We also got 3 movie reviews, Playing, Sick, and Living. It's the week of one-worded movie reviews. Then we're going to run through the Golden Globes, just a couple of the major awards, and most likely just the movie stuff, not the TV stuff. A couple of things of news, and then our draft of the week. We are going to be drafting how do I even word this? Future James Bond actors who we
characters
think
we'd like to see.
Potential James Bond actors who we want or think could play the role next. So let's get right into it. We're going to do The Last of Us. We're going to keep it spoiler free. So if you haven't gotten around to the episode yet, don't worry. Just going to give you our very quick thoughts. Seth, you were invited to the London special screening. Talk to us about that and what'd you think of the episode?
Yeah, so I mean, like we're coming from this from like 2 points of view here.
Yeah.
So like, I people will say that I have bias because like The Last of Us is one of my favorite games ever, and then people will say that you should have played it, but then you don't have bias. So we've each got like a different comparison of what we thought. So the London like event was really good. It was set up really well. It was well themed, like the apocalyptic style. Really enjoyed it. Spoke to a few people there. That was great. The episode, honestly, like I was a skeptic going into this. I think most people were, to be honest, because video game adaptations, they're usually not very good. I was skeptic going into this, especially because I've played the game and it's like I've played the game that many times. How many times can I see certain scenes and will it still affect me? Do you know what I mean? Because I've played it the same. And it still did. George, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about here. The world felt perfect in my eyes. It felt like, you know, there's a scene, for example, there's a car chase sequence, which is, well, not a chase, but where they're driving away, and it kind of encapsulates what the feeling was in the world, or the anxiety induced feeling. I truly think the cast is really good. I know that Bella Ramsey's getting so much stick off these virgins on Twitter, and it's fucking ridiculous because she's actually really good. And if you've played the game, she sounds exactly like her as well. And I think as well that you don't need to look like the character to play the role. It's about her ability to portray the role as well. And also, it's not the fucking game. Do you know what I mean? It's a TV show based on the game. So why does it matter too much? I think Pedro Pascal is like ideal. He genuinely, if you are saying he goes, you know, off the looks as well, he looks like Joel, identical, sounds about like him. And also the uncle, Joel's brother, looks really good. Sounds really good as well. The first episode was like an hour and 25, just like 2 episodes in one kind of thing, like a short film experience. And I can safely say that I felt all the emotions. I was sad, I was exhilarated, I was anxious, I was like on edge a lot as well. But I had a really good time with it. Like I can't give it a rating or anything because it's a show, and again, it's the first episode, so I'm not going to say that this is a perfect show because it's first episode. But I had a really good time with it. I really enjoyed it. I think people who haven't played the game and who have played the game will have a good time with it as well. It's made for all audiences, I would say.
Yeah, that's what's interesting about this because I've never played the game. And when I posted my review, everyone just kept saying like, "You're not allowed." The comments were weird because it's like I love seeing like reviews from people who haven't played the game, and then there are other people commenting, "You're not allowed to review this because you've never seen the game."
Mine were just like, "You're getting paid to say positive thing." No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I think, do you know what I mean? Like, people don't understand just because you get invited somewhere, you are not paid.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, as someone who's never played the game, I have no idea about the lore. I have no idea how these characters act or how they should act or what their persona should be. I loved episode 1. I really did. Like you said, it was tense. It was anxiety-inducing. I don't know if this is how the game started, but we got got thrown into everything within like 15 minutes, and I love that. Like
I will say there was actually a bit more in the show. There's actually things in the show like the first sort of like 20 minutes in the show that don't happen in the game. There is sections which aren't exactly similar. There was a few bits here and there.
That's crazy because we truly, and this isn't a spoiler, but we're truly like
thrown into
it within like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's just something I love. I love when shows don't waste time. And even considering this is a series premiere, I really expected them to like build everything like way slower. And I'm happy they did it. But yeah, Bella Ramsey, Pedro Pascal. Again, I don't know how these characters should be acting, but I think they're amazing. Obviously, Pedro Pascal is a very accomplished actor. Bella Ramsey is going to have an incredible career, and she was
in Game of Thrones, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was what was it, Lyanna Mormont?
I don't remember that much.
Yeah, so she's already had a great career, but I hope this really propels her to like the next level because I really liked her in episode 1. Again, not really a spoiler. We don't get that much of her in episode 1. It's
maybe like 20 minutes max.
Yeah. She comes in the middle, and then you don't see her again until the end. But I love it. I love like the immediate back and forth that she has with Pedro Pascal. It was just a show of chemistry that I really like to see. They feel comfortable with each other on screen. So yeah, that's really my quick review. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of the post-apocalyptic genre. And considering I don't know this story or where it goes, I'm pretty excited to, start watching it blind.
That says how good it is when I know exactly where it goes. I'm still excited.
Yeah,
do you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, I know how it ends, but I'm still excited to watch the show. And also, like, Anna doesn't usually like apocalyptic zombie stuff as well, as she thought it was great. So that says something as well. And I think everyone there did. I don't know about your like premiere reaction. Everyone was just clapping and like shouting at the end.
Bro, there was the car chase scene. Once it like finished and the screen like cut to black. It was kind of silent for a hot second, and somebody in my audience goes, "That shit was crazy," and then everyone started hysterically laughing.
There was loads. There was actually some funny sections as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, listen, I think they touched on everything. I think for a series premiere, it does a really good job at just introducing us to the world. I expect the show, and I don't know, maybe you can say yes or no based on the video game, but I expect the show to get way more violent than it was in episode 1.
No doubt. Like they didn't even touch the surface. Like
I was gonna say I think they were a little like just hold back. Let's introduce everything first before we like throw shit in the audience member's face.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wrap that up there because, like we said, we want to keep this as spoiler free as possible. Today is Monday, or today is Sunday, but when you listen to this episode, it is Monday. So comment down below. Have you seen episode 1 of The Last of Us yet? Let us know what you think. Let's move on to our movie reviews. I'd imagine we're going to, kind of power through them. January, February is never a great time for film. You're not going to see Oscar-winning movies come out at this time. But we get movies like Plane, which is an hour and 40-minute turn your critic brain off and have a good time with a, lazy action movie. Tyler, we'll start with you. You are the most recent Plane watcher, I believe. You saw it yesterday. What'd you think?
So I enjoyed it more than I thought, and that might be because I saw it after seeing some early reviews of people saying like, "Oh, it's." I haven't really seen many reviews saying it's like a bad movie. Most people are just like, it's very average. I quite enjoyed it though. Gerard Butler, kind of, throughout his career, you know what movies he's going to give you, and this is just another one of those that you just take him at face value. I saw a lot of people like joking in Letterboxd reviews or tweeting saying the movie Plane never makes them want to fly in a plane again. I don't see how that works because there's 2 instances of plane like crashes, I guess, in this movie that show that planes are, to me, I come away from this movie going, planes are indestructible. I'm fine flying. Planes, nothing can stop a plane. So I don't know why people are scared to fly over this. These planes are freaking indestructible, man. But it was fun for what it was. It kind of, yeah, I don't know. Like, are we going to get into spoilers or what? Like, are people going to be mad if we spoil plane?
I think we're good on spoilers, honestly. We can do
I
it.
think everyone can just predict it as it is. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So basically the initial plane crashes from a lightning strike, and they have a very limited amount of time to find land, and they find a remote island off the coast of Philippines. And basically that island's run by militia. So they land, and once they realize where they are, they're like, we're not landed in a safe area. They can't get contact with anyone to come rescue them. So then the whole movie is basically them trying to survive on this island while they're waiting for the rescue teams to come. And just like, I don't know, there's just so many, because I texted Cam during this movie, and I was like, I'm 45 minutes into playing, and I quite like this, honestly. And then right after that, I was like, okay. And now, like, the really dumb decisions where you're just like, God, you're so stupid for that are happening. Like, of course, like, he lets the inmate go free, and then he runs away. And I love how they made his character just the most one-dimensional guy ever. Basically, it's like, he's an inmate in there for murder, and then they make his character's whole identity, all he knows how to do is killing, and he has no remorse, and he's just gonna run free because, like, basically, like, he's not gonna ever be able to get off that island because he's with the militia, and like no U.S. government's gonna come save him. So basically, it's just like insinuating he's just gonna stay there and like become like a warlord is what I imagine he's gonna be, and just try to be the new leader and just run those people. Like, they don't actually insinuate that, but I don't see any other way it happens of him like staying there and not just like becoming just another warlord or whatever. But yeah, planes can take a sick amount of damage. I was kind of surprised. I was like, I wonder why they didn't have the wing snap off or anything when the plane initially crashed. Like, I wonder if like they just didn't have the CGI budget or what. And then I was like, oh, it's because they're gonna fucking fly this thing off there again. Getting shot by so many freaking bullets. It's unbelievable.
I really wish they didn't show that in the trailer, because I think that would have been so crazy to see it like on its own. Just like, no shot of it getting back on this plane after this co-pilot just touched, Cam, you're on mute. After this co-pilot just touched like 2 buttons in like the underplane, now the whole plane works again.
Yeah, that's because like the whole point of them trying to fix the power was like to get root power to like the transponder to let people know where they are. And then apparently that plot line turns into they reroute the power and it fixes all the electronics or enough to get them off the ground again. And,
I'm no engineer, but the logic there isn't adding up.
Yeah, I'm no aviation engineer, but yeah, it's just funny. Like, there's so much dumb stuff that happened in the beginning. I'm like, wonder why that happened. That then ends up being the reason they can get off. Like, the plane's wings not snapping, and then when they're dumping fuel to land, and then the one guy's like, oh, it's not dumping out of this side. And it's like, oh, I wonder if they're going to make the plane blow up or something. It's like, nope, because they're going to need that fuel to get back off the plane.
Yep. They're going right back onto it.
Also, like, I love when the mercenaries come to save them. And, like, again, I'm no Marine, so I don't know battle tactics. But I love how they're just in the middle of the road, just walking straight down, like, no cover. And they're just spraying, like, getting 0 of them died. And, like, 30 mercenaries who are all behind trucks and buildings. Yet, the mercenaries just, like, walking in the middle of the street, just standing straight up, just mowing them down. I'm like, this is, like, the least tactical strategy ever. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah, I can.
Sorry.
Yeah, the whole movie was just, I mean, going into a movie like this, you know exactly what you're expecting. Which one of you texted us, has Gerard Butler ever had a successful relationship? That was you. That was
that's hilarious.
That was hysterical, because it's so true. Every single movie he's in, he just has like either an estranged wife, a dead wife, a divorced wife. It is so funny.
But he's always got a daughter with that wife. He never has a son. He never has a son.
There's more emotional connection there.
Yeah.
But
Seth,
yeah,
did you not watch it?
No,
sorry,
I think it is out here, to be honest. But
boo! Didn't go see it.
We're spoiling the movie for Seth.
Not even that. I want to hear Seth's. Reviews on
Seth is gonna give this a 0.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he would. I don't think he would. It's dumb. It's dumb fun, but it's not like.
I think.
I don't think he'd hate it as much.
What's the one with Jamie Foxx?
White House Down.
House Down.
No. Is it the other one?
No, you're thinking. Morgan Freeman.
Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. That's not a movie.
Continue talking, and I'll find it.
Okay.
Well, next time we have one of these, Seth, I'm making you go see it. I thought you couldn't see it, and that's why you're not on.
Nah,
Law-abiding citizen.
Oh, Law. Yeah.
I've
That's
never seen it.
Okay.
I think that's dumb fun.
Yeah.
Like
I've never seen that.
And I really enjoyed that.
I
Have
think
you ever seen Law-abiding citizen?
Nope.
You'd like that. It's
like
just
that.
stupid.
Super
The
violent.
thing about Plane, though, is it never tries to be anything it's not. Like, there's no broader commentary they try to track on. There's no deeper meanings. There's no political commentary.
It's just plain.
It's
literally
it's just
being
Plane.
I
love
respect
it,
that.
man.
I respect movies that never try to be more than like what they need to be. Plane always set out to just literally be a movie that dads are gonna love. Go to the theater, turn off your brain, just sit there for an hour and 40 minutes and watch watch Plane and watch just Gerard Butler kill some people, even though they don't explain how he has any bit of training.
I want to know how much of this is realistic. Like, obviously it's so far-fetched, but the fact that like the plane goes down and the first reaction from the plane company is like, there's only one option here. We got to call in the mercenaries. It's like, does Delta Airlines just have a hotline to mercenary groups across the world?
Just in case.
Yeah.
You know what I found funny?
What?
Oh my God. What did I find funny? This was literally just in my head and now I'm forgetting. Forget it. Keep talking and I'll think about it.
I will say that it's Mike Coulter or something like that.
He was underused criminally.
Yeah, I really like him actually. He's did you ever watch Luke Cage?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen him in. Or maybe there are other smaller things.
He was in
Was he Luke Cage?
Yeah. He was in that FX show recently, Evil. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. But I kind of like him. I think he's a pretty good actor, for these kind of things. Like, I don't know how great he'll be in an
He was in a
per se,
$1 Million Baby as well, wasn't he?
Was he really?
Was he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. Let me check. Mike Coulter.
That'd be a while ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
But I don't know. I think he did
was.
pretty well for just being, like you said, the I kill people guy. That's kind of all the characterization he had, but I enjoyed him in this, and he looks ripped as hell. So good for him.
Dude,
also,
couldn't stop staring at his arms, bro.
Also, is this the first time Gerard Butler has gone Scottish?
No,
he's Scottish in everything, and I just think he's American. Like, I feel like I always hear his accent as like U.S. accent.
No, he always has an accent.
Wow, I gotta start rewatching some Gerard.
Wait, what is he? He's not from the.
No, he's Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish. He's Scottish in real life. But in this movie, they make it like known that he's Scottish, and so like I hear his accent. I feel like normally I don't hear his accent, and I was like, man, this accent is kind of weird, but it's just his voice.
Seth, do you have anything against Scotland? Like, is there a rivalry there?
No.
Oh, well, I feel like the
so
way
you're trying to pin me up against all these Scots.
Well, no, like the way he introduced himself as Scottish. He's like the co-pilot who's Japanese or Filipino maybe. He's like, are you from like the UK? He's like, or no, he's like, are you from England? He's like, no, I'd never lower myself to that. I'm Scottish.
No, it was American. It was us.
But no, there is like there's a rivalry between a lot of the countries in the UK, just like a small one. Mainly, not really politics related. Well, in Scotland it is a little bit, but mainly football related a lot of the time. To be honest,
Fair.
It just kind of stems from that. But I do not hate Scottish people. Let's just get that in there. I quite like
on the
it.
record. The most unrealistic thing about Plane to me is that if there's 12 people on a full size flight, you're not catching me sitting second to back row. I'm saying I'm going to first class.
Yeah. Like,
or I'm going to comfort plus.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the girls just walk all the way back to where there's literally a criminal, and then the guy's like, "That's far enough, ladies." So they're like, "Oh, we'll move one row further ahead." Like, it's like, dude, if there's 12 people on this flight, I'm going to fucking first class.
I kind of like that. I almost kind of like that they made him like he's like, I'm a killer. Rather than like some backstory where he was framed or something or set up. I feel like they go that route a lot. Like Gamer was that.
He says
Tyler.
when he's talking to Gerard Butler, he says like the evidence is a little fuzzy or something like that. I think that insinuating that maybe he was framed or something.
Yeah.
But either way, it was 15 years ago, and they're treating him like he just slaughtered like
9 people 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
Also, this was my thought from earlier. I have been in planes with like turbulence before, some bad turbulence.
Oh.
Not once has the pilot ever gotten up and like walked down the aisle to ask how the passengers are doing.
Yeah.
Bro, I was
Why did
once
he
on a
do that?
plane.
I forget.
I was once on a plane, got hit by lightning, as in the wing got hit by lightning, and the whole thing went like that.
It can take it. It can literally take it.
It was fine, but I didn't see the pilot getting up or anything.
Yeah. I went to and now we're sidetracking, but I have a plane story. I was going to Greece with my family in like 2005 or 2006. On the runway, our plane's wing clipped another plane's wing. We were sitting on that runway for hours while they literally patched up the wing. They didn't put us on
I'd be glad.
They didn't put us on a different plane.
Just glue.
They just super glue it and go to Greece.
And go. Get moving.
All right, we'll end our plane review there.
Sad Seth didn't see it.
Yeah.
Seth, watch
this week.
I'm more likely to watch this than I am Megan. I might go watch it this week.
We gotta start doing these reviews when Seth can watch them, so we make.
I could watch play
for the pod. For the pod.
I just didn't have time.
I think you'll enjoy. Megan tries to be something is not. Plane never tries to be something.
Yeah,
plane tries to be plane, and plane is plane.
I'll probably like it.
It's good, stupid.
Speaking of one-worded movie titles, Cam, you watched Sick, the new pandemic slasher movie. Tyler, I think you mentioned you were gonna watch it. Did you?
I didn't, but I'll watch it soon. Easy 2023 movie.
I can't believe you give it a 3 star. I thought this would be like a half star.
No, dude, this had no business being like as a little bit better than okay as it was. Like it was.
Where do you rank it against Megan?
Oh, it's much better than Megan, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. What do I have them at? I forget. My 2023 rankings are starting to. I gave.
We still only have 3 movies on them.
Yeah, same. Plane was a 58 out of 100. I didn't get to say that. And then Sick was a
64.
64. Thank you, Seth. Yeah, so Sick is my number 1 movie of the year, which, like I said, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It builds tension well. Like at parts, like it actually builds tension pretty well. But it also it's one of those things where it builds tension a lot. And it's like, well, all right, you can't do it every time. It's one of those where like the person or the killer was like standing in the background while people are talking and you can like kind of see it. And then, so like that is kind of low hanging fruit, but I think a couple times they did it pretty well. And then I would say there is one twist in there that as soon as it's about to happen, I was like, oh, this is going to happen. But like, you don't really see it coming. It's kind of a fun little twist. And I told this to Emma while we were watching, you know how like in horror movies, it always feels like the villain is like walking really slow and somehow they catch up to him. In this one, no, they're full on dead sprinting every time they see the like person they're trying to go after. They are trying to get this kill, man. And it's like there are a lot of moments where you're like, well, all right. But
is it more of a horror? Is it like a thriller?
It's a slasher. So like,
oh, is it actually okay? Right.
Yeah, it's a slasher. So I don't know. It's not scary, but then like afterwards, I went and saw Plane, and I thought like people were watching me. I was like, you know me. I'm a bitch. It didn't keep me up. It didn't keep me up at night. But I was like,
I felt that. That's how I felt after I walked out of the theater for Smile. I got into my car and I started doing my TikTok review. And every person that passed my car, I was like, why is this person fucking staring at me and smiling at me?
Yeah, but it doesn't it's 100% centered around COVID, but it's not that bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. They more use COVID as like a catalyst for what happens than like.
Is it streaming or did you watch it?
Yeah, it's on Peacock, so I don't know where it would be.
I don't think we don't have any.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. I told you people to watch it. I
watched the Batman instead.
It's fine. Come on. I can't be the only one reviewing a horror movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are the odds a horror movie is only reviewed by Cam.
Well, I saw it was
Seth and haven't
I saw
seen.
it was streaming, and I was like, this could be a they/them. Emma and I gotta watch this thing, and it really wasn't that bad. It was better than a 50, and it was better than a 60 out of 100, I guess. Like, I kind of enjoyed it. It could go down throughout
I might
the
watch
year.
it tonight. We'll see. I might watch it
Go
tonight.
crazy. Go crazy. Let me know if it's not good.
Our third movie review is Living. I believe that's a Tyler review. We got to do better at coordinating ourselves with who watches what.
You can wait. Is Living the Bill Nighy one?
Yes.
Well, you can kind of get involved, George, because you've seen the original.
Yeah.
Ikaru.
Ikaru.
So you could like compare Ikaru.
Yeah.
Living. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen Living.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you've seen what it's based off.
Yeah.
But
it's a
I
remake
regard that
of it.
as one of the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm. It's a remake of it, and I believe I didn't look this up. I just think I caught it in the beginning when they showed the opening credits. This was produced by like Kurosawa Productions, so I think they had their hands in it as well. So I was waiting to see this one because Bill Nighy is going to be an Oscar nominee for Best Actor for this movie. Like, I'm not saying that because he was so great. I'm saying that because like it's just widely known he's going to be one of the final nominees.
He probably was great though. Surely
He was great. I don't know. Like, I think he was great. There's no knock on him. I would rank him at the bottom of the Best Actor nominees personally, but that's like no knock against Bill Nighy, if that makes sense. I just don't think there was enough like range, or he totally took this movie away, like, or blew me away in this movie. I think he just did excellent for what he had to do. But yeah, like you said, Seth, George, seen Ikaru. It's same story. Like, the whole kind of mission is he's dying of some form of cancer. Doesn't have much time left to live. Kind of just spent his whole life being a worker bee. That's all he's ever done. Then now that he's dying, he kind of wants to live his last days to the best of his ability, make things right before he goes, try to do something that has a long-lasting impact on other people for the betterment of their lives. And that's kind of what Living is. And yeah, Bill Nighy was solid. Really not much else to say, though. I kind of want to see Akira now because Living didn't blow me away. I think it'll land at like a 3.5 out of 5 for me. I bet Akira is way better. But Living was just kind of fell flat a bit for me, probably similar to how people feel about A Man Called Otto compared to A Man Called Uwe. I don't really have much other notes to say about Living. I just think it was...
I need to watch it.
It was good for what it was. Bill Nighy was solid. I really want to see the original now, but it's kind of bored me, honestly. I didn't fall asleep in the theaters, but it was one where I was just kind of like zoning out, not really locking my attention in.
Is this a 2022 movie? So like, you think he's going to be nominated this year?
Yeah,
It's 2022. It came out like here first,
Okay.
like early, like just at the start of December, I think.
yeah.
I haven't heard that. Yeah, go, Tyler.
Is Ikaru? Where's Akira Kurosawa from? Is he
Japan.
Japanese?
Japan.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Japanese.
Okay, yeah. The thing that I like about this movie is it didn't just have like weird Japanese influences that like weren't. I don't know. Because like that's the problem I had about with A Man Called Otto. It's like it's a Swedish film that's now American, but they just threw in the weirdest Swedish stuff for no reason, just to be like, "Hey guys, this was a Swedish film, so now we're just gonna randomly throw in the weirdest Swedish references." Glad Living stayed away from that, but
I think the other issue is like what I'd have with A Man Called Otto is like A Man Called Uwe, whatever his name was, like what 2017.
maybe even sooner than
Ikaru
that,
was
I think.
maybe like what 1953.
Right, so you
94,
can
yeah.
totally remake it at that point.
Like
yeah.
that's ages ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, but then a film made like 4 years ago. That's ridiculous. Why do you need to remake that?
Well, Seth, another round, 2020 remake in the works.
Mm-hmm.
I
Already.
think that might have been cancelled.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I saw a thing about it saying that, it might have been stalled, but that's crazy. That's even worse. That's horrendous.
Right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But yeah, I'm
All
done
right,
on
we'll
Living now.
move. Yeah, we'll move on from movie reviews. It was a pretty light week for reviews. I don't even know what next week's review is. Is anything even coming out this week that's notable?
Searching.
I could do play.
yeah,
Missing.
I've heard
I can't see
decent
that.
stuff about that.
But I'm not
Of course
positive
you can't.
that's coming out. I think that comes out this week. I think it's the only release.
No, it
though.
does come out this week. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, yeah. It's opened
all
quite
right.
well.
Well, the Golden Globes were on last Tuesday. It's one of the major award shows, and I know we've been talking about 2022 releases a lot, but we're going to talk about it. We're a movie podcast. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about maybe the impact it has on the Oscars and where we could see those awards heading. we've had 6 days to digest these results, so we're not going to go through every single category. We're just going to go through a couple of the major film categories. I'm going to start with Best Motion Picture Animated. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio picks up that win. It was also nominated among Marcel Duchamp with Shoes On, Puss in Boots, Turning Red, and Inuo. I think this is a lock for the Oscars. I don't think
was Puss in Boots not nominated.
It was.
You said Puss in Boots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Tyler put it well, I think, in a tweet or a text to us, where the Golden Globes don't necessarily have the effect on the Oscars that, say, the SAG Awards do, or the Producers Guild of America does. But the Golden Globes are still a major film award, so there is some reflection here on what's going to happen at the Oscars. Pinocchio.
The Golden Globes suck. They're just where the fucking celebrities go to get drunk. They're the joke awards, show, man. I'm just
they
like being honest
they operate
with you.
a similar way to the Oscars, though, in terms of the voting and stuff, don't they?
They were also they've also had hella controversy in the sense that like it was all a bunch of white dudes, grading, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna add a bunch of people of like minorities and stuff, and then the Golden Globes suck. They just suck.
They're not top. Listen, ReelTok Awards for the win. It's tough to. I don't know. Thank you for that, Cam.
Back to what George was saying, though, for Best Animated, Pinocchio winning. I think Pinocchio is just like the perfect storm of, like you said, probably a lock for the Oscars, because it's it's a solid animated film that also has a lot of layers to it emotionally, a lot of depth to it. It has definitely a lot of political commentary as well. Whereas for me personally, and I know Cam's on the phone, but I think he'd agree with this, Puss in Boots, like unironically, I do think is just like a more enjoyable film. I had a lot more fun with it. I might even like honestly truly rate it higher than Pinocchio. But so I'd say Puss in Boots, like, truly to me is the best animated film of 2022, but it doesn't have that extra layer, that emotional element in terms of like a deeper connection to like a retelling of an old story or political themes that just, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is just the perfect storm of an Oscar winner. So I agree with George. I think it's pretty much a lock for the Oscars.
Yeah. And
Give it to Puss in Boots. This is bullshit.
I also just think the name Guillermo del Toro is just like the Oscars.
He's Oscars love him.
Like, let's get this man on the stage for something once again. Because what was his last win? The
Shape of Water.
For Shape of Water, in 2017. So they're gonna absolutely love that he's gonna be back on stage again. Original song. I absolutely love that Natu Natu from RRR won, especially over.
It's a great song.
I truly thought Rihanna's "Lift Me Up" was a lock here.
Did you think that was that good? The song?
No,
I didn't.
But there are other reasons why I thought.
I don't think Rihanna attends the Golden Globes if she didn't expect to win. Like, I don't think she just like for enjoyment would go to the Golden Globes.
No. But yeah, I would love to see if they're going to pick up the Oscar. I hope they even get an Oscar nomination, because like Tyler said, I think last week, every original song Oscar nominee performs at the Oscar. So that would be absolutely electric. To see them put on a fucking show on stage, because they would go all out for it. So I thought that was a fantastic win. And then we also had a pretty surprising win in the Best Picture non-English language, and that was Argentina in 1985. Which I don't think any of us have seen.
I will say though, from the traction
it's on Prime.
in terms of like the theme of the film, from the traction it's got, when you actually look at the reviews, I don't think it's that surprising. It's very, very highly touted. In terms of an Argentinian film, it's very important apparently as well.
Yeah, it's super highly rated, so like a nominee doesn't surprise me. But I just don't think it had like the worldwide, eye viewing on it as like RRR or even All Quiet on the Western Front had.
It didn't, but then we could go to Tyler's argument, with like Pinocchio and Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
RRR is kind of like this blockbuster, just fun. Argentina, I can't remember the name. Argentina, what's it called? 1985 has genuine themes and policies that are important to Argentina as a country in general. So it's like weighing up an award show, they usually going to opt for the more important one, I guess, aren't they?
Yeah. So all of us definitely, I think, need to check that out before the Oscars, because I think with the Golden Globe win, that really puts it in the Oscar conversation.
Yeah, I don't know what streaming service it's on, but I think Seth nailed it on the head, because my inside sources from Argentina, I tweeted basically after it won, I was like, I need to see this now. Like, some people were replying. They're like, it's a very solid movie, but Argentina has a lot of better films. But this one just has like a massive political connection with current ongoing events that are like
It's about the dictatorship and stuff like that.
major historical elements of Argentina. So a lot of people have been saying like, it's a very solid movie, but like Seth was saying, it's like it has all the elements that just push it to upper echelon in terms of award contenders.
Yeah, I might watch it this week actually.
Yeah, I think. What are the Oscars? February 19, or is that when?
I thought it was end of March.
I think February 19 might be when the nominations.
It is on Prime. It is on Prime.
Yeah. So, another. Thanks, Cam.
What?
I've been saying this for 20 fucking minutes.
No, I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you. I was saying it's on Prime.
4 times.
I was
best
agreeing.
original score. I don't think it's a surprise here that Babylon picked it up, especially with the Batman not having been nominated. I think Babylon is the best original score lock for the Oscars. Especially
on that.
Let's hear it.
All right, it's a lock for the Oscars because Batman wasn't nominated. Sure, that's fine. So it'll win. But my opinion on the Babylon versus the Batman, for real people that understand good music, not the Oscars. Babylon has better songs like Coke Room and Voodoo Mama. They slap. But I think as score as a whole, I think the Batman's better. That's my opinion. But the Batman either way should have been nominated. You're an idiot, Oscar.
That's a fact.
Are we going to speak about Babylon next week, by the way? Because we haven't done a detailed, it's out here on Friday, I think.
Ooh, yeah, I'm excited for you to see it. We'll do a detailed
we can definitely do it real quick, or just a review on the episode.
I think.
Yeah, to that point, Cam, I think you're absolutely correct. I think, again, I said this before, I hold replay value super highly in my mind. And I've just been listening to the Batman score significantly more than Babylon, since Babylon's release. But with that said, I think Babylon is the absolute lock for the Oscars. I think the only other award that might be more of a lock is Best Supporting Actor. So we'll see what goes on.
I need someone to explain to me why the Batman score is not good. Like if someone genuinely believes it, I need them to explain it to me, because I don't see what the Oscars are seeing.
But I think the Oscars always have these things, don't they? Like the Oscars are it's the Oscars.
Yeah, every award show sucks. But I'm just saying, normally they're not this bad. I feel, or no, I guess they are this bad.
They are.
Who knows?
2010 Best Picture winner, King's Speech. Over how many films?
Inception and Social Network.
Black Swan
2.
Yeah.
Brutal stuff. All right, moving on to some of the acting awards. So Angela Bassett picks up Best Supporting Actress. I don't think that's shocking. I think what's more shocking is that Stephanie Sue wasn't even nominated.
She's not getting much awards buzz, is she? That's surprising. I thought she'd be high up.
She has to have been nominated. The only thing I could think of is they didn't want to nominate two people from one movie, but then they did that.
They've done that loads of times
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it for supporting.
Did they nominate
Jamie Lee Curtis?
For this?
Yeah.
Oh.
The full nominees were Angela Bassett, Kerry Condon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Dali De Leon, and Carey Mulligan. So I don't particularly think there's a standout here. I obviously haven't seen Triangle of Sadness. I would have picked Kerry Condon from this group of nominees, but
or
Stephanie Sue
is for me. Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but still, I think Stephanie Sue. She's like the Oscar favorite.
Not getting nominated is crazy.
Yeah, not getting a nomination is wild. But
Tyler says she's not going to get a nom for the Oscar.
No,
I don't think she will.
But she's just, like you said, she just hasn't got much steam. And
I'm saying you texted earlier this week and said she's not getting a nom for the Oscar, so I'm holding you to that.
I don't know.
It's like my Avatar take.
She's not going.
If she doesn't get a nom for the Oscar, I will riot. I will be throwing.
It's been a weird thing that for months now, it's been pretty clear that Jamie Lee Curtis has been the one they're pushing for awards for the supporting role,
which is so crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to me. I didn't really particularly care for Jamie Lee Curtis, and
I will say
she was good, but I mean, nothing
exactly.
Yeah, I will say going into this Oscar season, and as much as we rag on the Oscars, I think it's pretty exciting because I don't think there's I think the only acting lock is Ke Huy Quan. I don't think there's a Best Picture lock. I think Spielberg.
I think
is,
Michelle Yeoh might be the lock at this
I think
point.
best director.
I don't know
is
because it
maybe a
could
lock.
be Kate
Kate
Blanchett.
Blanchett's
too.
won everything she's been nominated
Yeah.
for.
Do you,
Like,
do you not think best director will be a lock?
I guess,
'Cause that's
yeah, they were
one
in
I'm
separate.
thinking.
I don't think best director is a lock for
I
Spielberg.
don't think best
but
picture is. I think best
no,
director is.
Best picture. I don't think The Fablemans is a lock. At
No,
all.
I don't
No,
think
I
the
don't.
Fablemans will win.
Without
I think
a
it's
doubt.
Banshees.
It's between
this
three
one.
movies, but
Yeah, it's between a little, but like even I don't know, like foreign film. I don't know. I don't see Argentina 1985 getting this award, but it's going to be nominated among 4 other movies that can easily win. So we'll
And
see.
RRR is not on the short list, right? Because
not for
They didn't-
international film, but it could be in best picture. It could be nominated anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
No,
didn't
yeah,
submit
I knew it could be for like acting and stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it could be.
Moving on to the award we keep saying is the lock of the century, and that's Best Supporting Actor. Ke Huy Quan obviously
Best
took
speech.
the win with such a heartfelt speech. Again, I'm gonna pitch it just because if you haven't seen the Actors Roundtable with Adam Sandler, Austin Butler, Ke Huy Quan, a couple of other gentlemen, it's amazing.
Colin
Farrell, of course, my fault. It's a really good conversation. You guys should all watch it. But
Right.
yeah, does anyone here not think Ke Huy Quan is an absolute lock for that best
He-
supporting actor?
I think he is like clear.
I don't even know
100%.
who would be like breathing on his heels.
You know when we did our award show, he was so like all the other like actor awards that were so close, but he was like for me so far ahead of everyone. And also he's such a cutie as well, so it kind of helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. He seems so just
story.
happy.
Yeah.
Have you seen his
Yeah, seems
Instagram
so
where he's just
happy.
getting photos of like everyone all the
Yeah,
time?
it's awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
I think realistically, of the acting performances that will most likely be nominated against him at the Oscars, it's going to be Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan as his like number 1 and 2 competition. But I don't think they hold a candle to Ke Huy Quan in terms of Oscar voting, not sheer performance.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, that's a lock. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy.
I didn't
When-
know they separated these. You know,
Yeah, they separate these for the best
Globes.
acting and
Just Golden
actress.
Globes.
Yeah, just the
And
Golden
Best
Globes
Picture.
and
Yeah.
Best Picture.
That's weird.
So Colin Farrell picked up a win, but of course, there's not much to go up against. It was
What?
against-
Yeah. Who else was nominated?
yeah, it was Diego Calva for Babylon, Daniel Craig for Glass Onion, Adam Driver for White Noise, and Ray Fiennes for The Menu. So
Such bad.
I wouldn't have been
nominees
mad if
overall.
Like all these people did very well, but like
Not.
That's why you don't
Not-
separate them.
yeah.
It's just weird to
Well,
separate.
well, I
yeah.
think that's why they do separate them, so that like these people who like
maybe.
at least
in a
deserve a
comedy
little
rather-
bit of recognition can get it. Because let's
Yeah.
be honest, most of the acting nominations at the Oscars come from dramatic performances. The last one I can remember that wasn't like a full-on dramatic performance was like Johnny Depp as Sweeney Todd. And even that was like pretty hefty. But yeah, the Oscars leans more towards the dramatic performances. So I actually kind of like that the Golden Globes, and I can't believe I'm going to praise this stupid award show. I actually like that they separate it because Diego Calva would have never even sniffed an award show
Same with
if it
Daniel
wasn't for the
Craig.
Golden Globe. Same with Daniel
yeah, I'm
Craig.
shocked Daniel Craig was on there. He's great as Benoit Blanc, but I don't know. Like,
Yeah, but
if
it's not
that's
like
an acting
a
performance of the century.
Yeah.
You know,
But
like-
also Ray Fiennes. Like Ray Fiennes is a serious actor, and he put on a really good performance. I just don't think he'll like actually end
Right.
up with a best acting.
Has
nomination
Ray
at the
Fiennes
Oscars.
got a best actor? Did he not go
Yeah,
on for
he won.
Schindler's?
He won
Schindler's?
supporting for Schindler's, right? I
He did win
believe so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
So Colin Farrell picked up that Best Actor Musical or Comedy award. I think he's getting a nomination for the Oscars. I don't think that's out of
Yeah,
pocket
for
to
sure.
say. But again, it'll be interesting because now I think, especially, I believe he got a SAG nomination too. It's going to be interesting to see between him, Austin, and Brendan Fraser.
Mhm.
I think Austin.
yeah, I think Austin's a
I
lot.
still,
Yeah,
I
like I
still- I don't,
texted
think,
the-
I don't think he's a lock, but I still think
Put
he's
Paul
a-
Mescal in, you cowards.
Like I
That's
texted the group
bad.
chat the other day, like with Priscilla Presley dying this week suddenly. That just sounds too like it's just too good of a story for because
Yeah.
because it wasn't just like Elvis's daughter died. It was like she was so tied into like the production. Like her and Austin Butler were like very close. Like I just feel like that just kind of sealed it for me, which I already thought Austin Butler would win. But The Whale, like I don't know, I'm just getting really involved in film Twitter nowadays, and The Whale's picking up a lot of steam from other award shows. So again, like you said, Brendan Fraser. People are always saying like, which me included, I'm kind of like, oh, it's pretty much Austin Butler or Colin Farrell at this point, but the Whale's picking up a lot of steam lately, and Brendan Fraser is definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. So he's definitely still a strong contender.
Yeah, I'd say it's between Brendan Fraser and Austin Butler for me. I haven't seen the Whale, but that's just going.
See, I could also I could see Colin Farrell winning. I could see them not being able, because it's one of those things where it's like maybe they don't want to pick between Austin and Brendan, so they just give it to the third guy.
Yeah, I just think the story is so strong.
No, Colin's never got one.
No, that could be kind of a legacy.
So strong, though, aren't they? With Austin and Brendan.
True. Yeah, there's no way the Golden Globes were going to give Brendan Fraser the Globe because it's like, how do you handle that? Because he boycotted it. Like he's had like everyone's kind of like shat on the Golden Globes, but he's had like one of the biggest issues with them of anyone. So it's like
him and Scarlett Johansson like very openly are anti Golden Globes.
Yeah, so it's weird how to
good reason.
It's weird how
I'm surprised they even nominated him to begin with.
Right, it's just a weird thing. But then I feel like the Golden Globe nominations took like 12 hours, and 11 and a half hours were based on what to do with Brendan Fraser. Because like, if we don't nominate him, people are going to say we're bigots. But if we nominate him and give him a win, that's weird. So I feel like they were just so confused what to do with him.
Was it just Tyler who watched it here, or did anyone else watch it live?
The Whale?
What?
No, sorry, the award show, Golden Globes.
No, I was watching Plane.
People said that I saw so much like what was the guy's name who was presenting it?
Jared Carmichael. Not great.
People hated him.
A lot of people hated him for the political commentaries, which whatever it was like.
But they didn't hate Ricky Gervais for the political commentaries,
right? No, but the thing is, like on top of that, Jared Carmichael's delivery was also just really bad, in my opinion. He just wasn't able to Was it awkward? This is what kind of the tweets were the whole night. Like the energy in the room is dead. Like there's no life in this arena. And another thing is like it was awkward because at the start of every after commercial break, he spent the first 10 seconds like quieting down the audience, which he had to do because like it was wild how much background noise there was. Like Cam was saying, or someone said like it's just where actors go to get drunk and have fun. No one gave a shit about the award show. Like they were all talking the whole time. Still, like I can't get over this enough. Like it blew my mind how like you just hear Jared Carmichael and not that much quieter. You just hear like the crowd just like all talking with each other. I'm like, this is an award show. What is going on?
The best part of the Golden Globes was Millie Alcock getting super drunk.
She got so much shit for that as well.
Did she really? I didn't see that.
I thought it was a rough look, to be honest. But a lot of people were like, "Oh,
no,
she's
that's
just a
the
kid."
best part of the Golden Globes. Everyone
think
goes and gets drunk.
No, I think it's a human look. I think it's like funny. I quite like it.
She just got big and famous, and that, when House of the Dragon won, she was
they didn't expect to win, did they? At all?
Probably not.
ReelTok Podcast called it.
What's their name? Seth, you know it off the top of your head.
Who? Emma Darcy.
Yeah, Emma Darcy. She was like holding on to her and like hysterically laughing the whole time, like couldn't stand. Awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
Sorry, we're just like kind of going all over the place on the Golden Globes on you, George. I know you had like a structure, but
I didn't know that, so I'm happy you guys mentioned that.
You need to look at the video.
Look at it.
But, well, just last thing on TV shows in general, because I know we're talking about movies, is Better Call Saul just continue. Like, what is it? It's insane.
The fan base is screaming all over social media.
No offense to them, but offense to them, it's funny.
Yeah.
It is funny. I agree.
All right, best performance by an actress, motion picture, musical, or comedy. Again, it's like Colin Farrell winning Best Actor in Musical or Comedy. There's only one option here, and that is Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think Margot Robbie is a close second, but I don't think
who are the other nominees?
Leslie Manville for Miss Harris Goes to Paris, a movie no one's seen.
Who's watched that?
Anya Taylor-Joy in The Menu.
Okay.
Again, I thought she was good in The Menu, but she didn't have to stress any acting chops. And Emma Thompson in Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. So yeah, Michelle and Margot Robbie, they're the only two options here. Michelle Yeoh gave, arguably a career best performance. Margot Robbie, I don't think her Babylon performance touches her I, Tonya performance. So I think Michelle Yeoh is the clear pick here, and I think she's one of the top two Oscar favorites right there with Cate Blanchett. So it'll be interesting to see where the Oscar goes.
It's a 2-woman fight between those two for the Oscars.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see. And the part that was tough to watch, because I watched the entire Golden Globes live, every minute of it, is Michelle Yeoh. She wasn't the first one. Colin Farrell also said, like, stop playing that piano. And then it became like a thing that everyone started saying, like, stop playing me off. Yeah, and Michelle Yeoh obviously said, like, shut up, I'll beat you up. Felt so bad because, like, the piano player was playing all night and she was great, but she was not playing them off. Like, it was a track that played over it. So, like,
did you see the Austin Butler thing when he was speaking about his dead mom? and then it started playing really loudly as he was
Yeah,
speaking
no,
about his dead
that
mom.
was rough. Like, cause I praised them. I tweeted early because Kihue Kwan's like speech went on like a while, and I like tweeted early on because the first two were fine. I was like, Oscars take notes. They're not playing people off, and then they started doing it real bad. But I felt so bad for that piano player because like everyone on Twitter was like shitting on her, and like everyone accepting an award like thought she was playing them off, and she's just sitting there like, it's not me, like it's the track. So just sad. Like there's this poor piano player that was like playing great the whole night. That like every person that went up there, not just Michelle Yeoh, Colin Farrell, was like, stop playing me off. Like I'm gonna keep talking. And she's like, I'm literally not. Like so that part sucked. But yeah, that was a great speech by Michelle Yeoh. All time performance, all time speech.
Also, Tar is out actually here now as well, so I'll watch that.
Let's
Ooh,
go.
I really want to hear your Tar thoughts.
Yeah,
I think I like it.
I said this when I watched it.
I think it'll be a 5 from Seth.
I think this will be
a 5.
I think you'll.
I don't think so because it's. Maybe I'm crazy. It is not as good as Black Swan, and I think Seth holds that at a 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
but
this
then
will be
I
a
hold
4.5.
things at 5s that are like.
Am I wrong to say that, George?
What?
It's not as good as Black Swan.
Isn't it just different?
I have them both at a 4.5 out of 5, but yeah, I think I would take Black Swan over Tar.
Isn't it different though? Like very different.
Very different. Yeah, it's wildly different.
To me, Tar is what Cam said about Barbarian. Is I have so much more fun talking about Tar and researching Tar than I had watching it. Like I loved learning about like the hidden stuff I missed, reading explain stuff about it, but I just did not like watching it. So
Yeah.
I didn't read a single thing about it.
Our Barbarian review was like
that
so much funnier than watching the film.
Yeah.
That was great. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Same with our Smile review, bro. That movie was great.
Yeah, it was great. Really, really
All right,
good.
Best Actress. This is a good segue. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama. Kate Blanchett won. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think she is wildly clear of the other nominations, which include Olivia Colman in Empire of Light, Viola Davis in The Woman King, Ana de Armas in Blonde, Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans.
Ana de Armas better.
That's incorrect. I don't even think this was a competition. So I think this is just leading to a Michelle Yeoh versus Kate Blanchett showdown.
Yeah,
the Oscars. It doesn't matter who gets the 3, 4, and 5 nomination. Congratulations, you got a nomination. You're not winning. I'm sorry.
No.
Whoever the other 3 nominations are at the Oscars, you are not winning this award.
Which is
Who
still
would
a
you
big
three
deal to
give
be
it to?
nominated.
Who would you
I'd
three
give
give
it
it to right now?
I'd give
Would
it
you give
to
it to
Michelle
Kate
Yeoh.
or Michelle?
I would give it to Michelle Yeoh.
Okay.
Me too.
I would give it to
Kate
Michelle
has
Yeoh.
like 3 already, right? Like this is Michelle
Yeah.
Yeoh's last chance.
Which means that she'll probably get another.
Not our
one.
last chance.
I mean, it won't be her last chance.
I don't
but-
think it's that crazy of a thing to say. Like
Hey,
No,
I mean,
she'll get
it's up to
roles
a
now.
role.
Kate
that
Blanchett
she
has more
uses.
chances than Michelle Yeoh
Yeah,
in the future.
I'd
No,
agree with
Michelle
that.
Yeoh's like in.
I mean,
she'll
she could get
good
one for
roles
her
now.
performance in Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Oh,
Might.
God.
Yeah,
One
I'm
thing-
sure.
One
I'm
thing
sure
I want to
that'll
ask
fall
Cam
upon
about,
her.
because Cam, you're the only other one who saw the Fablemans. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of interesting discourse about Michelle Williams running this
she was
Oscar
fun.
season.
You
No,
love
not
her, man.
you're wrong about that. I didn't think she was like I'm.
Oh,
not a
I
huge
thought you've
Michelle.
been.
But no, the
adding her.
interesting thing is her running as either a lead or supporting. A lot of people say because like she decided to run as a lead, and the thing that's weird, hasn't seen the Fablemans. Michelle Williams doesn't watch her own movies, so she's like, oh, based on the scenes I filmed, I think I should be the lead actress. Like she hasn't seen the movie. Whereas a lot of other people are saying she would have a much better chance in supporting actress of winning awards this season, but she's running as a lead where she has really no chance. I
Do
don't
you
want to know what you
choose? Do the actors choose what they run as?
you can kind of influence how. I don't think the actors choose, but if like an actor comes out and says like I'm a lead actress, no one's gonna be like, all right, we're putting you in supporting actress. So she's
don't
been from
know.
the beginning been like I should be a lead actress, but she hasn't seen the movie. So Cam, you've seen the movie. Do you think she's more lead or supporting?
Well, so my question is, she's the main female.
Female.
actress in the
I get
movie.
confused about.
So,
that.
like,
Yeah.
does that have to be a lead? You know,
'Cause
like
it's the main actress.
like
but it's
Paul
not the lead
Dano can
performance.
clearly claim,
Supporting.
supporting actor,
Mhm.
but I feel like she is very clearly the main actress in
Right.
that.
It's
in that
confusing
movie.
because
So-
she's like you said,
Yeah.
she's the lead actress, but like
Yeah,
the amount
but,
of
like,
screen
she's in
time
a
she gets is a
supporting
supporting.
role.
Yeah.
Well,
So
my question would be then, George and Tyler, and Cam now, decision to
thanks.
leave. Yeah, no, I forgot you'd seen it. Decision to leave. Surely Tang Wei is actually lead then, isn't she?
She would be a lead.
Because we thought we all
Yeah.
put her as supporting, but now I'm thinking about it, she was lead, isn't she?
Is she going to get nominated at the Oscars at all for anything?
No.
But that hoodie was fire, Seth. I saw you saw that too.
Oh my god, I'm biting that. So nice.
All right, our last acting award is Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, and I don't think it's a surprise here that Austin Butler won this award. I think if it was any other award show, Brendan Fraser may have stood a chance, but obviously his history with the Golden Globes, I think, just kind of told everyone, all right, Austin is going to win this award. It's not going to be an argument. Other nominees include Hugh Jackman's The Son, Bill Nighy's Living, and Jeremy Pope's The Inspection.
I need to watch that, yeah.
It doesn't come as a surprise that Austin Butler picked up this award. He is the favorite, I think, going into the Oscars. Like I said, I think Brendan Fraser and Colin Farrell both stand a chance. But I think the Oscars also just has a history.
It just pisses me off that the person I think, he's not going to get nominated. He's not. So everyone else who gets nominated, maybe, I guess Brendan Fraser had a great performance. But
is anyone
nominate fucking
Aftersun?
Aftersun?
Slightly surprised that it's literally getting nothing.
Yeah,
Aftersun picked up some speed, and I was like, okay, maybe we will see a few but it's just
it's weird. I was being so ignored. It's just sitting right there, and no one's
the BAFTAs shortlisted it for a lot of things, so I'm hoping they actually nominate it for a lot of things, so that maybe the Oscars will wake up or something.
Yeah. The thing I find weird about Austin Butler winning the Oscars, I've seen so many people say he's too young, and I'm like, that's such a stupid excuse of why he shouldn't win. And then the other thing people have said, and this just totally speaks to the hoity-toity Hollywood culture, is I've seen a lot of people say, oh, he wants it too bad, so it wouldn't be good to give it to him. And it's like, that's just so funny.
Making up things.
No, but that's just so funny to think of Hollywood people being like, they should only get an Oscar when they don't want it that much. They have to be playing hard to get. But if you want it, actively want a great award that can be very good for your career, it's nah, he's kind of too desperate. We shouldn't give it to him. So
that's
stupid.
Wild.
That is
Brendan Fraser should have won the Golden Globe on those standards. If you don't care for it, you should win it.
Literally.
He's not that young, is he? Isn't he? He's in his 30s. Is he
35 or something? Maybe.
No,
that's my
he's
guess.
not old.
My guess is 35.
I'm gonna say 32.
What's your guess? All right,
under
31.
32.
I'm gonna say 30.
Oh man,
30. That's an old man.
Texas. It Googled Austin, Texas. Sorry. He is 31. Good work.
How old was? Can you check how old Adrian Brody was when he won for The Pianist? He's the youngest best actor winner.
I'm gonna say 33.
20.
Would Austin Butler be the youngest best actor winner
ever? The Pianist was when? 2001. Okay, I'm gonna say
2003.
2003.
32.
Yeah, he's 49 now. So someone
is he only 49 now?
So he was
49.
He was 30.
30. Okay.
Wow.
Well, I guess maybe 29 when he was.
He would too.
He would still hold on to that title of youngest best actor winner. All right, a category whose winner genuinely surprises me, and that is best screenplay. And The Banshees of Inisherin took that over Tar and Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans, and Women Talking. I know Seth's happy about that.
I'm not shocked by that.
I can't be too happy because I haven't seen
I am shocked by that, especially over Tar and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Tar, I'd say so, but I feel like Banshee. I feel like the strength of Banshees is the writing. I feel like that's his strongest point.
I agree.
So
I think
sharp.
The screenplay. I'm not. I would be surprised with best picture over Everything Ever Once, but I'm not surprised over best screenplay over.
Yeah, it's weird because I think I texted this to you guys, but if you look at the Oscars, if you look at every single best original screenplay winner, 95% of the time they go on to win the best picture Oscar.
Do they? I didn't know if it was
that. So the reason why this is interesting is because I never saw The Banshees as a best picture frontrunner. But if it picks up original screenplay at the Oscars, it's going to win best picture. It doesn't matter what happens in the Oscar, in the actor categories or the directing categories. If it wins that best screenplay award, Banshees is winning best picture.
Do we think Martin McDonagh's got a chance of winning best director?
I do. Especially if they give it screenplay. Or it could be like a Coda situation where they give Coda screenplay and picture, but they gave Jane Campion director, which absolutely was not deserved.
Wait, what did she direct?
Power of the Ship.
Oh,
That movie was
best-
fine, but
Yeah, that was
not
not that
Oscar
good.
worthy.
George often. I found this out about George. George falls into the if it's not amazing, it's shit.
That's
category.
so not true,
Oh
bro.
my god.
How
Or
can I, no, no,
if it's
how-
mediocre, it's
How
it's
can
shit.
I fall into that category if you guys rip me for only giving 3.5 out of 5?
No, I'm not gonna lie, I
half the 3.5 out of 5 you say are shit?
Cam, I think that's you. Like you'll describe a film like it's bad, and then you'll be like,
No,
oh, it's like
because
an,
he
it's like an
like
85
freaks
or
out.
something.
He's always on Twitter freaking out about like Black Adam shit, Thor: Love and Thunder shit. They're not good. They're just very middle of the road. But now you flip to they're the worst things ever. That's what I found George.
Yeah, but that's just him trying to get a reaction out of people, though.
Maybe
it?
I'm
But
just
He's
I
getting
don't
a
know.
reaction.
And it's worked.
Maybe
He's
I'll-
gotten a reaction on the camera.
Yeah, I got a reaction out of
I
Cam.
noticed.
Best director, Steven Spielberg's Fablemans. The one nomination here that shocked me was Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. I don't know what's good with Elvis.
Yeah.
And I liked Elvis, and I've rewatched Elvis like twice since its release, and I think
Really, have you watched it?
I have. I think it's a good movie. I really do.
I do. Yeah.
I just don't understand like where is all this award show push coming from? Like I would have,
Biopic. It's Elvis biopic.
I guess, but like it should
Yeah,
not be a best
I
picture.
feel like it
nomination.
had a lot of buzz when it first came out. I feel like we kind of knew it was going to
It's
get
Baz Luhrmann. Like he's had
a
nominees
nom.
before, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's just interesting because like you're taking Baz Luhrmann over so many like really solid directors this year.
They just do well at award shows. These sort of films, don't they?
It's
And especially
crazy.
like a
I
Baz
know.
Luhrmann.
But it's wild because like Elvis doesn't even have like the best of reviews. They have
Mhm.
very slightly above average reviews across like critics boards, audience boards. So it's very interesting. James Cameron's nomination doesn't surprise me.
I didn't know he got one. Fair enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a Oscar nomination. I think that's coming. And like I said earlier, I don't think Spielberg is like the lock for best director, but I think he's going to win the award.
I'm like
especially since
90%. I think he's very likely
Yeah.
to win it.
It's listen, it's arguably the greatest filmmaker of all time, making a movie about his life. It's going to be like a congratulations kind of award. Like thank you for all you've done.
He
for the
doesn't
film
need
industry.
one.
No
Yeah,
one
he
needs
doesn't.
one.
You're right. No one needs one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I just mean they
Uh,
shouldn't give it to him off the back of the celebratory of his career. When he
They
took
should give it again. I go back to this. Charlotte Wells, who is not going to
Debut.
get a nomination.
debut film.
Not gonna get a nomination,
Not-
bro.
I know it's so annoying.
And then the
Oscars
two Best
just-
Picture awards: Best Picture Musical or Comedy. The Banshees of Inisherin, again, just picking up awards left and right. It won that award over Everything Everywhere All at Once. So my screenplay theory, fully in effect. And then Best Picture Drama, The Fablemans over Tar, Top Gun, Elvis, and Avatar: The Way of Water.
I'm surprised
Uh,
Top Gun was nominated for a Best Picture.
Wait, for drama, Top Gun was in there?
Yeah,
Well, no,
the
it's
comedy-
not a
the-
comedy,
the
is it?
categories
so it's
are
going to be in
cracked.
that.
Yeah, these cats. I mean,
guess.
well, what was it? Matt Damon's The Martian was nominated in musical or comedy.
It's so weird.
I mean, it was kind of funny.
I
here
mean,
and there.
yeah, it was funny here and there.
Yeah,
So
I don't
was
know.
Top Gun.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I think they just like take a guess. I think they go to letterbox
Yeah, they go to Letterboxd.
genres and they're like, yeah, it's in both. Throw it.
But yeah, the Banshees win. It doesn't shock me, but I'm surprised they went with Everything Everywhere All at They didn't go with Everything Everywhere All at Once, especially since I think going into the Oscars, Everything Everywhere All at Once is still the favorite in most categories over Banshees. And then the
Do you think
Fablemans.
so?
Yeah, I think so.
I
But I
thought
still-
before, but I think it
I
just
still
swayed.
think Stephanie Sue is the favorite over Kerry Condon. I still think Everything Everywhere is the favorite in screenplay over Banshees, and I think whichever one of those wins screenplay will win Best Picture. So I don't know. Maybe I don't think it's clear of Banshees, but I think
it should be.
it should be, respectfully. And then the Fablemans winning drama again. I don't think that shocked anyone, especially after Spielberg picked up his director award. I think he is, again, I think this is the third time I've said this now, he's the favorite going into the Oscars, but I don't think he's clear of people. Like I could see Martin McDonagh and Banshees picking up the Best Picture award. I could also see the Daniels and Everything Everywhere All at Once picking up the Best Picture award. So like I said, I think this is a fun Oscar season.
Who directed Tar?
Todd
Todd
Field.
Fields.
Oh, okay.
Um,
do we not
so
see
yeah.
him like?
Any other comments on the Golden Globes before we wrap this up?
It was weird that it was on a Tuesday. Got their lowest viewership of all time.
Yeah.
I loved your
Is it
tweet
not? Is it
that,
normally on a weekend? I would assume.
It's normally on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Most awards are normally on a Sunday,
That's
just
weird.
in general.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Tuesday's a weird day.
I loved the Golden Globes and the ReelTok Awards. Totaled 3.6
That was funny.
or 6.3 million.
Yeah.
That was funny.
was
But yeah, it's weird. And now like everyone's getting COVID from the Golden Globes, so the Critics' Choice Awards is
Oh,
this
really?
Sunday.
Jamie
and,
Lee
like,
Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis spread it, or she's the first one, and now Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and like
That's what
several other
happens
people.
when you nominate the wrong people.
Super
And they show up to the award filled with
It's
COVID.
karma.
But and then it makes me wonder. So like what award show? Was
God,
this?
if the Oscars is online, I'd lose my mind.
The SAG, I think, was the one that the SAG award show was just announced that it's going to be on Netflix going forward starting next year. This year's on YouTube. But with them going to
What
streaming,
is the SAG?
Screen Actors Guild. But with them going to Netflix and with the Golden Globes hitting a record low of numbers, I don't know. Maybe we see another Will Smith incident. Maybe we see some surprise winners in Oscars. They're going to need, like, all the signs are pointing to award shows are dying in terms of people's interests. So the Oscars, you have
So one
2
needs
months.
to do some.
Figure out what you're going to do to lock people's eyes in this time. Maybe do it a little earlier than you did last year because people got to turn on TV and they'll be locked in.
What time is it usually on? That's the question.
9 Eastern or
Oh
something
my
like that.
It's on March
Christ.
12th. So
You'll be waking up to
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fair. The UFC is like practice for the Oscars now, isn't it? Really?
yeah.
Apart from the Oscars is
it.
phenomenal.
We should record the pod after. We should record a
We
special
should record
pod
a
after
very
the.
quick. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Seth, for you it'll be like 6 a.m.
Yeah, and I won't have slept.
No, don't watch it. Just hop on the pod after. And
No, I
react
kind of want to
well.
watch it. I've never watched them before, and I do kind of want. It is exciting, even though I don't like
Well,
it. It's
perfect.
exciting.
Just go to bed after.
No.
All right, let's move on because we have
Thank you.
a couple of news items that we want to talk about. We're going to keep the news on the low this week. I don't like that saying. I'm sorry. We're going to keep the news brief this week just because we spent a lot of time talking about the Globes and our reviews. And there's also just wasn't a ton of news this week. So first, we had 2 trailers, Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ari Aster's Beau is Afraid. Cam, what were your thoughts on that Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer?
I liked it a lot. I was just gonna say one of these trailers I think gave away too much as it normally does, and
one gave away nothing.
just
Literally
made me
nothing.
even more confused than I originally was. Here's what I'll say about Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer. I don't think it looks too bad. You know, people say it looks like Spy Kids. That's fine. Whatever. But
You're the one who tweeted that on the ReelTok account.
No, yeah, I did about that's where I was going. I didn't tweet that it looked like Spy Kids. I tweeted that MODOK looks like the guy from that's Shark Boy and Lava Girl, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it might be Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
George
Yeah.
Lopez.
Which I
They're
think-
very similar.
I think
films.
they also like had comparisons, to the first trailer of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. But we got some good things from this, and I think I love Marvel so much, but I'm kind of just so tired of talking to the masses about Marvel trailers and stuff because I am not going to go into this. Tyler, you tweeted the other day and was like, I'm going to be disappointed if Paul Rudd doesn't die because they are implying it a lot. I replied and was like, I might almost be disappointed if he does die because they've implied it so much. And I'm kind of just so tired of like, everyone has different expectations at this point and no one's going to be happy. I don't think we'll ever get an Infinity War level praise of a movie like for Marvel again. Like I might enjoy like one day they might have a movie that I think's better than Infinity War, but like the sheer masses will not because everyone has their like different. I think Infinity War is widely regarded as the best MCU movie, and I think most people agree on that. And like, or if you said that, you wouldn't be fought on it too much, But I don't think we'll ever get there because it's just everyone has to bitch and moan, and everyone has to give their opinion because it's Marvel and it's what gets clicks. And I totally understand that. Like, I use it for clicks. Like I enjoy talking about it, but like Marvel videos do better than an After Sun review or something like that, So everyone has to give their opinion and no one's going to be happy about it. And I'm kind of just like, I don't know what I want from Ant-Man to happen in this movie. I don't know if I want him to die or if I don't, but like I'm going to try not to let it affect my opinion on the movie if what I want to happen doesn't happen, you know. And that's what happened with Multiverse of Madness. But any thoughts on that? I didn't really talk about the trailer, I guess.
No, I think that goes right back to the trailer. I think the biggest Marvel problem is their trailers. They give away way too much, which inflates everyone's expectations. So Multiverse of Madness is just like the perfect example of this, where people expected it to be this, you know, Infinity War level film where they're exploring the multiverse. It's going to be a multiversal threat. And then it ended up being a very like, yeah, what?
Well,
What was that noise?
Yeah, sorry. I was just like,
he just barked at you, George.
I was just thinking, but like, I don't think like Multiverse of Madness, we still got the fucking Illuminati and like different. I feel like we got enough cameos and people just wanted more. That's my thing is like, I really enjoy Multiverse of Madness, honestly. Like, but it just seems like everyone wanted more than what we got. But if like 5 years ago, if we would have gotten the Illuminati where fucking Black Bolt is coming back from the shit Inhuman show, people would have lost their mind. But apparently now that's like not good enough, I guess, you know? And so I don't understand the like pissed off about not getting enough in Multiverse of Madness. Just my opinion.
It's the Spider-Man No Way Home effect because Toby and Andrew is that is the two best cameos any Marvel movie will ever have. It doesn't matter what they do. It will not top that.
They're bringing Logan back already. I was trying to think of another. You know, if they bring back the original Fantastic Four cast and we see like Chris Evans as the Human Torch, I think that could be up there.
That's nowhere near.
It's
Toby
not.
and
No.
Andrew.
It's not as much as Toby and Andrew. I'm sorry, but I think it could get a lot. It could generate a lot of hype. It's not Toby and Andrew.
Back to the trailer though. So yeah, Marvel is widely known for always giving way too much away. The only thing I worry about this one specifically is, do you guys know like that game? I always see people playing on TikTok like Cinerdle or something where it's like shows the entire movie but in like 5 seconds and it goes really fast. Movie-dole. So that to me, this one felt like that one more than any other one, where I felt like we got a clear beginning, middle, end of this. So that's what all I'm hoping for is just that it's not that we didn't just see a sizzle reel of this entire movie. And that
what I'll say is I think I genuinely like, just to like get into like fan theories, and I just literally talked about how I hate how everyone gives a fan theory or whatever, but I'm not going to let this affect me if it doesn't pan out. My thought is that Ant-Man is going to like be stuck in the quantum realm until Kang Dynasty for, you know, a couple years. That's my guess. I don't think he's going to die. I think he's just going to be stuck there, or maybe until like Secret Wars. That's my guess. And I think that's what he means by I don't have to or what is it? I don't have to beat you. We just both have to lose, or something like that, whatever that line was. That's kind of my opinion, is he's going to like sacrifice himself and stay in I guess that would kind of be like Endgame then again. Who cares? Fuck it. That's my thought. Yeah, that's my thought. Also, I talked about this the other day. Is it possible to make a good looking MODOK? Probably not. Like, there's no way you can do that. Seth, do you know what MODOK looks like? Google him right now. Google MODOK and tell me if you think this could be
MODOK.
Yeah, thank you.
What I said, MODOK Ant-Man or something.
No. Don't Google Ant-Man, because that'll.
I've never seen what he looks like in the comics. Holy shit! Yeah, there's no way to make.
Tell me you could design. Yes, that's it.
MODOK
comics. Okay, that's what I put.
Tell me that you can design that in a movie, a live action movie.
It's always gonna look stupid. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. See, like, you're not putting that into live action. They're trying it in this movie set.
Cam, do you know what MODOK stands for? It's very corny. Mechanized organism designed only for killing.
Yep.
That's so incredibly.
There's a reason people say DC comics are way better than Marvel comics in terms of like the.
When was MODOK created? It was probably like in 19.
Yeah, it had that had to be a 1940s type of
thing.
There's a TV series of it as well.
It stalls Patton.
All right, let's move on.
It's kind of like a Family Guy thing.
We got a trailer to Ari Aster's Beau is Afraid. And again, I hate the fact that these trailers drop like during the day while I'm in the office, because I get such bad FOMO from not being able to react to
There was no reaction to this, man.
I know.
You
There would have
no
been,
It would have
clue
been a
what's going
George
on.
reaction.
would
He
have been
would've
just
said
me
nothing.
staring at the screen. But I did get around to watching it, and I thought it looked absolutely twisted. I have no idea what this movie is about. I don't know if you guys do.
That's the best thing about it. Like, I just love trailers like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued now. It just looks so stupid and just so ridiculous. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just a must watch because I'm going into it with no expectations at all.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I mean, I'm going into it with high expectations.
well,
because
yeah, I mean,
already
hype
asked-
day, but like in terms of what the actual
Yeah,
what it
like
involves,
where the story is gonna go.
No
They
idea.
like in the trailer, you saw like at the end, like that woman with like no face. But then, like the scene before that, he was walking through like a Dora the Explorer type.
it's wild
Yeah.
that scene.
Like,
It looked
what?
like it looked like the Yellow Brick Road or
Yeah.
something.
the wizard, yeah.
Literally, it's like what.
And
are we
also,
doing?
it's a 3-hour comedy drama.
3.5
Three
hours.
It's
Oh
not
my
3.5 anymore. I think
I cut it.
I saw like
the cinema release is going to be 3 hour, and it's going to be a director's cut that's going to be on physical. That's going to be 3.5. I think Ari Aster had to cut it down for cinema releases.
good. Don't
Why?
put me through a 3.5 hour.
No,
comedy.
Ari Aster's not.
Drama.
I'd watch 3.5 hour.
I would watch.
So
a
is it not gonna?
7.5 hour.
Is it not gonna be like horror in any way?
No,
No,
it's
I think
definitely.
it's
It's gonna
It's
be.
gonna have like it's
Yeah,
gonna,
it's
might
gonna
be
be
like
scary.
It'll
Midsummer.
have elements, I guess, but it's down
Like
to the comedy
Midsummer,
drama.
yeah.
It's just gonna be fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it'll
just
definitely
weird.
be disturbing the way Ari Aster's films
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
I'm gonna take a hot take shot or just a
Here
shot
we
in the dark.
go.
I'm gonna say this movie is leaps and bounds worse than both Midsummer and
Wow.
That's my prediction.
That would be low. For
I
me.
think he's
Yeah.
gonna hit a bit of a. I think he's gonna hit a like wall almost with this. This I think is his ambitious film that he's like I'm just taking a shot.
Midsummer. No,
Yeah.
that's Midsummer's like one of the most ambitious films of the past
Here's
decade.
the thing.
I think this is his ambitious film though.
No, I think
think
both
Midsummer
of his
is
movies
ambitious.
are ambitious, but all right,
Joaquin
that's just my guess.
Phoenix. Here's why I
That's
don't
my
think that's true. I think it'll be his most ambitious film, but Joaquin Phoenix is a very selective actor, and I don't think he would have
Yeah, he
picked up
selects.
this script if he didn't think this movie had potential.
He's only
Yeah,
done like he's
give me
not
a
done
sec.
that many films.
Give me a
has he?
sec. I'm gonna find a shit Joaquin Phoenix movie.
But the thing is, I know George is excited, and we're all excited. But I'd say going into it, this Ari Aster film has like low expectations in terms of like everyone hates the name, everyone hates the posters, everyone saw
The
the
old
trailers,
name
was like
was
this
so
is
much
crazy. Everyone says this is way too long, so it has a lot of negatives going for it. So I think it might be more of a pleasant surprise as opposed to disappointment, like Cam's saying.
I've never seen this. Have you guys seen 8mm? 8mm?
No, I have
I've never
not.
seen it.
Yeah, I like Disappointment Boulevard way better.
Yeah,
but
that's
I,
such a
but I
cool-
wonder if Beau is afraid. I guess just has more to do with the schizophrenic nature of Joaquin Phoenix's character. Maybe he's just afraid of everything in the world. All right, moving on. I feel like every week we mention one of these names. Matt Reeves said
I love it.
he is meeting
I love
with
it.
James Gunn and Peter Safran soon to describe the future of his Batman universe. I don't love it. Separate them. I don't care how many Batmans we
Yeah.
have going on at the same time. I don't care how many Jokers we have going on at the same time. I don't want to see Matt Reeves, the Batman universe, anywhere near the DCU. I don't want to see it anywhere near the DCU. I would cut my arm off if it helped prevent that.
I'm with you, George, but I like Tyler's Tyler like tweeted the like video of Undertaker coming from the coffin or whatever, like the rising from the coffin, video, and it was like the possibility of the Batman coming to the DCEU, and I almost think it's the exact opposite of that, Tyler. I think they're meeting to figure out a way to do the Batman and not have him be in, like, how can we make these stories kind of line up so we're not doing the same exact story? That's what I think the meeting.
No, yeah,
is
like I more tweeted that as a joke. At the end of the day, James Gunn's the CEO of DC Studios, he's not the CEO of the DCEU. So whether the Batman's involved in it or not, he's still Matt Reeves' boss. So like he's still the DC Studios head. So like it's like just because they're meeting doesn't necessarily mean the DCU. But yeah, I just like it's fun.
No,
to throw that out
I
there.
agree. I think they're meeting. My guess, I don't think we need to worry. I'm also with you, George. I don't want to see them in the same universe. But I don't think we need to worry about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also just like, I don't know. It seems like Matt Reeves is taking care of this universe like so well. So I'd be surprised if like he would ever agree to like loop it into the DCU, where he might not have as much control over that universe as he would want. So I don't know. We'll see. Paul Mescal seems to be cast in everything lately. We talked about him being cast in Ridley Scott's Gladiator last week. Now he is being cast in Richard Linklater's new 20-year movie,
20 year.
Merrily We Ride Along.
How long was Boyhood? I haven't seen it yet. What was the
I think
between
like
that?
11 maybe.
12. Yeah.
Wow.
12.
Richard Linklater is 62. 20 years from now, he's going to be 82.
Good maths.
All right.
How-
Francis Ford
I
Coppola
don't
is like
know.
106.
Yeah, and his production. is
82
shit,
years old is
apparently.
like the
No,
minimum
but the
age for
production was
U.S.
shit on
president.
Apocalypse Now, and look how that turned out.
Okay,
Wait,
that's
isn't
fair.
Scorsese pushing 80?
What I'll say, no, I'm just gonna.
Over.
That's not what I was saying. I was just saying, at 82, if you think I'm fucking working anymore, you're nuts. Like, why do these people still do this? I get it. It's
There's
the love of the
enjoyment.
game. It's the love of the game. That's fine.
That's fair.
I am
Good
not
segue
doing
into
this
the next-
podcast. I am not doing this
No.
podcast until
Yeah,
I'm 82.
yeah. This is actually a perfect segue into the next bit of news. John
Yeah.
Williams, who has pretty much announced his retirement several times after the
Second
latest
best.
Indiana
composer.
Jones 5, says he doesn't want to retire anymore, that he wants to continue composing Steven Spielberg movies basically until he dies.
You're gonna pass away doing this, man. Like, I don't get it.
Listen,
Yeah, but that's what they want to do.
if that's
isn't it?
what he loves, then
Yeah.
knock himself
Why
out.
doing something you love?
Yeah, might as well.
Good for him. But I would also say he probably doesn't like have to go into work every day. You know, he probably just like sits at home and makes music, which,
Yeah.
you know, good for him at that
Yeah.
point. But
He like posted a video saying like a day without music is a wasted day, and it's like what I don't understand were people like that who are so obsessive. Like there's a reason they get to the heights they're at because they're the greatest of all time. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're so obsessive compulsive over their craft. But it's like, how do you have a relationship at that point? Like I feel like no matter who you are, whether you're a child, whether you're a partner, spouse, you'll never top their passion. You'll never be more important than music. So I just
Is
feel
he
like it's always
married?
weird. I don't know. I'm just
Is he
guessing.
married? No, well, he might be, but I don't know. Hollywood relationships rarely work out, and that's probably
I
why.
wouldn't call composers like Hollywood relationships.
Yeah.
No,
No,
TMZ
I-
reporters banging down Hans Zimmer's doors like, "Who you sleeping with, sir?" But last thing about John Williams, his lead up to the College World
fair.
National Playoff or National Championship, pretty lame to be honest. It did not get me hyped for
No,
the game.
it was good.
Well,
was
it would've
not
been-
hype.
It would have been way better if
It was better than the game.
you know, Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, like the thing is, like it was like
Yeah,
they basically
Hans
like a
Zimmer's
3-hour or 3-minute long like Indiana Jones-esque score.
It
where
was
like
very John Williams. I
yeah,
love
whereas
I'd
like
just like to
what I
add
wanted not 3 minutes, I wanted like 20 seconds of Hans Zimmer like smashing a piano, get me hyped for a football
it.
game.
Dude, he was too busy working with Mr. Beast. He can't
Yeah,
be
probably paid him
That's
more than the
weird.
college.
How much do you
football
reckon he
playoff did.
paid for that?
probably a ton, man.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
by the way,
Beast is
Cam, he's been
nuts.
married for 40 years, 42 years,
Good
43
for
years.
him. Good for him.
Put some
Very
respect
good
on
for
his
him.
name.
All right, and the
Hey,
last
hey,
bit of
I
news.
love John Williams.
The last bit of news, and we won't harp on this too long. I just wanted to say it because I know how excited Seth is. Hildur Guðnadóttir is returning to compose Joker 2. She actually won the Oscar over 1917, absolutely deserved. And now we'll
No.
get on.
No,
Good
no,
score. It really is a good score.
great score.
It's an incredible score.
It's
It's one of the
not.
greatest.
She also did the
I-
score for Women Talking, and it's amazing as well. So.
Oh, did she
Oh,
really?
I'm so
Wow.
jealous.
Now
I need to
now I
see
gotta
that
watch the
film.
movie.
I would also say, George, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, and
Neither do I.
I think you could have thrown shit at a wall, and I would have been like, yeah, you're probably close enough. But
I'm just-
the way you said it, I thought you did great, man.
I'm
thought
just
you did great.
assuming it's Hildur Guðnadóttir, but I
Yeah.
don't know. So if
You
you're
did great.
listening,
You powered right
I'm
through it.
sorry.
That's like the key. Is like when you say,
Yeah,
say it with
I
the
didn't wanna
utmost
lose you.
confidence.
Cam's
I
ruined
really-
it now because you had to slow it down.
It's
Everyone
okay.
else.
If Hildur, if you're listening, your score is sick, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name. All right, that's about it with news. Like we said, there's not a lot of big news coming out this week. So let's get on to our draft. Our draft this week is going to be fan casts for James Bond. So the four of us are just going to pick who we either think or want to play James Bond in, I guess, the next James Bond franchise that comes out. The order of the draft is Cam, Tyler, George, and Seth. I'm jealous of Seth's fourth pick. I think that is such a great spot for this one.
I have no
Uh,
clue.
I think this is gonna be a draft where there's not gonna be much overlap, or like I mean, I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of snubbed picks. I feel like we all
No.
there's so many great choices to go with, but also like None of them are great at all, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like they're just picks, you know. You're just
I'm
throwing
excited
them
to
out there.
see where this draft goes in like rounds 4 and 5. Like who we're just gonna throw out there.
I'm interested to see where Cam goes to pick
dude.
one.
Yeah, me
It
too.
doesn't
Cam.
matter what I say. I'm gonna get third place and move on with my life.
I think he
Yeah,
got
shout out
fourth this
George
week.
for winning the most anticipated movies draft.
Yeah, shout out George. He's on a
Do you
streak
know-
right now. He's streaking.
And also, Cam,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
every
such a
time-
fucking loser for that one, George. It was like
I'm
Every
so
time
sorry.
right, I'm winning, you set it to 24 hours. Yet every other time it's a week.
dude, 24 hours would fucking help. Not true, because the last
will-
3 drafts have been 24 hours, and that's
I
more so
was
just
going to
be-
win that until George
and
tweeted it.
until George tweeted.
Listen, I didn't.
I
It's
agree.
so
So-
funny.
I did not think it would have that effect. That
Yeah,
Bro,
fucking-
you know
dude,
your
yeah,
minions.
No, 'cause
Oh my
Seth,
god, I can
you're
be
fucking-
George's friend.
Seth,
You're
you
fucking
actually-
Gru with your minions running around with you.
listen. A dub is a dub. I don't know what to say. Cam, who's your first pick in the James Bond draft? I think I know who you're going with.
I feel like there's a safe pick here.
I'm going with Aaron Taylor Johnson as my
I think that's a
first
safe pick.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you.
That's not who I
I,
thought you were going for, but
I have no fucking clue who I want in
yeah,
this
well,
draft.
this draft's gonna get weird.
And like I said, this is the least prepared. Like I have nothing right now. I'm just gonna start Googling like people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Henry Cavill at 2.
Yeah,
I know, and I should have done that for the fucking clicks, and now everyone's gonna be
No,
Tyler
I think-
W.
No,
How do
I
you
think-
keep letting Tyler get this W?
No,
I
I think if I have first pick, I'm taking Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I
sure.
also would
No,
have
I
taken
would take
Aaron
Aaron
Taylor
Taylor
Johnson at the first pick too. Oh fuck. I'm gonna take Idris Elba. I know he's old. I know.
I don't think that
he-
should be anything to hold against him.
I know,
think
but
people
like I
overreact to
just in his prime. Oh, he would have been such a good James Bond.
Do I have to pick an English person? I feel like
No,
I
you
do.
don't. I actually
You
searched
can
it.
pick
don't.
whoever you
there's,
want.
there's an Australian that played James Bond.
So
That's
many
Pierce
British
Brosnan's
people
dad.
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Americans. Americans are time to take over.
It depends how good of an actor they are, doesn't it? Really.
Our last 2 Spider-Men
Americans
were
have
both
had
British
have
dudes.
had enough.
My last Batman was a British dude too.
That's fine.
All right,
I'm
Seth.
just saying James Bond
if
is
we're
all
gonna
they
say
have.
logically in terms of age, I'm going to say Daniel Kaluuya.
I like that
I
pick.
like that. I
I
like,
like
that a
that
lot.
pick. He's on my list.
And then I'll go. And then I'll go with like a more obvious name. I'm going to go with Tom Hardy.
Fuck. That was my next pick. You scumbag.
I just googled suave dudes.
I
Let's see what we
googled most handsome actors, and then I just went through a list of them.
Funny.
Good picks.
Suave dudes. I might go for a little bit of an untraditional pick, and that's going to be Cillian Murphy.
Oh,
I didn't
that's a
even
nice
have him.
pick. He's not on my list, but that's an interesting pick.
Yeah.
I will go with Richard Madden.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my! How did I forget him as well?
I was wondering if that was going to go first 2 rounds.
I forgot him.
I was.
Time to hear Cam's suave actors.
Yeah, Cam Suave.
It didn't come up with anything for me.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, it didn't help out. Fuck. I'm just
Just say-
I'm with
say a name.
I'm with you. Best looking actors is kind of where I'm at right now.
Say a name.
You know what? I actually like this. I'm gonna lose this draft already. I'm gonna pick Henry Golding. I
Damn
really
it.
like
That was my
I don't
next
know who
pick.
that
Not
is.
even kidding.
Really?
That was my
Really?
next pick.
You don't know who
I
Henry
like
Golding
that
is?
pick.
Didn't
a
think it was
lot.
on anyone's radar.
That was on my list.
Have you seen Crazy Rich
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
or
And a simple
Snake Eyes?
favor.
Snake
And
Eyes?
like-
I don't know that.
Not only does he have like a British accent, but he has
He's a
like
really
a
great
very,
actor.
very classy sounding
Yeah.
accent.
he's
See, like when he
he's
talks,
suave.
when he
He's
talks,
suave.
I'm like,
He's
damn.
suave,
That's.
man.
I listened to an interview of him and immediately I was like, he's getting me my
Damn.
James Bond. Fuck it.
I really thought that could be like a late 4th, 5th round snag. I didn't
Damn,
think you would
dude.
take that.
I don't
That's a
think
good
he
pick.
lost a draft.
Good
looking
at all
man.
either.
Really?
All right,
Okay.
Cam, who is
I
your-
really like him.
Who is your third pick?
Can I lose the draft now?
Don't do it. Please don't. No.
Okay,
You're
okay,
doing
okay.
so well
I'll
right
take
now.
who I'll take who I was going to pick. That's not a fucking actor. I googled 40 best looking actors and Thomas Rhett is 17. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
know
country singer.
Thomas Rhett at all. Yeah. Man, all right, fuck it. I'll go an easy one, and I'm just gonna go Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
It's not a good pick, but I think
don't
he's good
mind
looking
it.
and he's Australian.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
just
mind it.
Good. He's suave. He's suave, man. Don't-
He's like a dirty guy, where like Henry Cavill is like a clean, suave guy. Does that make sense?
Chris Hemsworth is like I think you're saying he's like he looks good when he's been in a fight. You know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like he looks good if he's got some cuts
Yeah.
and bruises on him. Yeah.
All right, Tyler, who's your third pick?
I'm gonna go with Jamie Dornan.
I like that pick a lot.
Oh, nice. Well,
He was
50
on my
Shades
list.
action.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot.
Belfast. Yeah.
See, I feel like there's so many ways we can go, but I don't think there's like an obvious like next pick at all in this draft.
No.
So I think I'm just going to draft by people who I'd like to see in this role. And this might be a hot take, but I would love to see Robert Pattinson in this role.
That's not who I thought you were about to say.
He was on mine.
Nice.
I would really. I know
Batman and James Bond would
that'd
be nuts.
so crazy.
Nuts.
Bro,
Like
that'd be
1 year you're
Batman,
filming
dude,
the
Batman,
next-
James Bond, and leading the Twilight Saga.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He would
That would be so
out of
good.
that stigma so quickly.
Seth, give me a good third and fourth pick because your draft is looking spicy right now.
I don't have any.
Yeah, man, I'm lost.
Okay.
All mine have been.
I still have like
taken. I'm
15 on my list.
I've
I
just
still
searched
have it,
sexy
yeah.
actor males.
Okay. Can I pick Cam Walsh 27?
You should. You fucking should.
I might.
Okay, I'm gonna go for. He's. He is English, which adds something.
But you seem hesitant about it.
No, because I'm between two English people.
Well, you have
Well,
two
you got two
picks in a
picks.
row.
That is true. I'm gonna go with Jack O'Connell.
Okay.
Why am I not
Very
picturing who that
handsome
is?
man.
I don't
You know
know.
Jack
bro.
O'Connell is?
No, I'm sure I do, but it's not.
I can't think of what you've seen him in, to be fair.
Yeah, what?
And,
what am I-
isn't he unbroken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
It's that guy.
That's really
Oh, from
This
This Is
That's-
England.
and 71.
That's the only thing I've seen. him in.
300 Rise of an Empire.
Yeah, we don't.
I didn't even know that had a sequel.
Yuck.
We don't talk about that. All right, Seth, fourth pick.
Here's where it gets interesting.
I think it got interesting in the second round.
Yeah, but I just think there's so many obvious ones, and now there's just like.
See, that's the thing. I don't think there are obvious ones because I think at this
Yeah,
point,
who would that? I don't know.
at this point, it's just like,
No, I meant the first round is the obvious ones.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
everyone that should have gone has went already. Now we're just at the point of like, all right, let's just see who we can pull out of our ass.
Okay, I'm gonna go with like a classic British handsome male who looks very good in a suit. I'm gonna go with Ed Westwick.
Oh, he was on my list.
Who?
Good pick.
Who's
the
that?
Gossip
From
Girl.
Gossip
He's
Girl.
in-
You spell it.
Oh, that guy.
He's like
He's
a James Bond.
classy
guy.
looking dude.
How do you
Yeah.
spell this? Ed
Kinda looks
Westwick?
E.D.
Westwick.
Westwick.
He's in mostly
like a
TV
direction
shows.
and
He's in
wick like a
Snatch.
candle.
Wait, no, he's not in Snatch.
He's a
He's
good
in
looking
TV
dude.
series.
Interesting. I'm also gonna go with a younger guy who I think just looks mighty fine in a suit, and that is my homeboy Taron Egerton.
Nice.
That's a great.
Don't you think he looks older than he is?
How
I
old
think
is
he
he?
looks
Picture him with
younger
the
than he
Golden
is.
No, I was so picturing with Golden Globes. The guy's looking old, I think.
Have you guys watched Blackbird?
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
He was exceptional in Blackbird.
Yeah. Snub.
There's like a
Tyler.
lot of people I
Fourth
want
pick.
on my roster, so I'm kind of sad I only have 2 picks left. But this one I'm gonna go with Riz Ahmed, British,
Wow.
I like it.
kind of
He's
shaking
I
up the Bond
like
role.
that a lot. He wasn't even on my radar. Fuck, now I'm mad. Shit. Cam,
All
fourth
right,
pick.
yeah, it's my fourth pick. I am like about as blank as this wall right here, man. I just have nothing, but I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Lakeith Stanfield. I like him a lot. But
Interesting.
I don't know.
That's a good pick.
I like him a lot, and I think he could pull off the suave. I don't know if I've ever heard him do an accent. But so we'll see on that.
Final pick.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is
Yeah.
where Cam ruins his
Now,
draft.
so I had one. I had one that
I'm surprised you haven't taken one person yet.
I'm gonna take. Wait.
I think I'm gonna take who I thought you would take.
Is it someone who's kind of related to Chris Hemsworth?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to take him earlier, but I don't think I want him. God, I'm like, wait, give me a sec. Let me Google a movie real quick. Sorry. Bad podcasting right now. Has this guy been taken? I'm gonna take George McKay.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's too innocent looking.
You think so? I think he could.
He's got an innocent face. I mean, I love him.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it.
There's like 5 people I legitimately want on my team here. So I'm sad that they're going to fall to honorable mentions, but we're going to talk about them later. But, and I'm so torn between 3, especially this one, but I'll go Jacob Elordi.
He was on mine.
That's
interesting.
I didn't know he was Australian, actually, so that's L by me. But
that's quite
I like that pick, but it just was not on my radar.
Speaking of people from the kissing booth, one guy in Sick was from the kissing booth, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like, where do I know this guy
Shout
from?
out the KBCU, Kissing Booth Cinematic.
Yeah. I was like, where do I know this guy from? And then it was the fucking kissing booth.
All right, George.
My final pick is who I thought Cam was going to go to, and that's Mr. Tom Holland. LOL.
He was not on my radar.
He looked really. I think he's too young.
He has to grow
I
up.
think he's too young, but like
He
I don't
just
know.
looks young.
I saw him in a suit in Uncharted, and I was like, oh,
yeah, he could pull it
true.
off.
He could pull off that suave guy.
He could in 10 years. I think he could be a front runner.
for
when
sure.
they reboot it inevitably.
Yeah, he can be like the 2nd or 3rd Bond from now. Seth.
I could see it. All right, Seth, wrap us up with the last pick.
I'm between 1 or 2. I'll probably go for Dev Patel.
I like that.
Ooh.
I thought George was going to take him earlier, honestly.
Yeah, I thought I was going to take him too, but then I don't know. I went with draft etiquette and went for clicks, and I think Tom Holland will get me those.
Is that
Harry Styles? Harry Styles.
that was my pick that I was gonna say is gonna lose.
Hear me out here. Will Poulter. He's now a very good looking.
Yeah, he's
He's a
transformed into a
good-looking
good looking. He started off not, and he's turned
No,
out.
have you seen him now though? He is.
No, yeah.
He's a good looking.
He doesn't have a weird face either anymore. But like,
No, he doesn't have
like,
that
It's not
face
only that he's
expression.
jacked, he's also like just handsome now.
Very.
I almost went Kumail Nanjiani just because I love him so much.
Yeah.
I really wanted to
he-
pick Dacker Montgomery.
Yeah.
Dacker Montgomery is a good one. I almost picked Kit Harington, but I don't think he'd be that great. Honestly.
Why did you pick Lakeith Stansfield? Like, would you not? If you're going to say Americans who you haven't seen,
He's just kind of one of my favorite actors. I don't know. I like.
Would
him a lot.
would Michael B. Jordan have been a bad pick? Then,
No, that would have been a great pick. It just
Nah,
depends-
I would-
I just
Damn, he would be good.
Michael B. Jordan for he could do a suit, I guess, but he's more also like
I think he looks
I don't know.
great.
He's
this
good
time.
as
He
like
could
Creed.
do a
He's
suit.
good
He'd
at
say, like,
Creed. I feel like
Can he
he's
pull off an English accent though?
I don't think either of them.
That's
I
why
don't
think
think.
I should have taken
I
him.
almost argue I don't think most Americans can do a good English accent.
Yeah.
No,
I
yeah.
also
I
had-
think it's pretty easy to go the other way, but I think a lot of Americans think at English accents.
Fair. I think
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan would be good.
Yeah.
I almost went Tom Hiddleston was who I was
Yeah.
alluding at, George. He might have been a better pick than Chris Hemsworth. But
Penn Badgley,
Nicholas Holt.
Oh, Penn
That's a good
Badgley.
one.
That's interesting.
Penn Badgley, fucking
Jack
stalker.
Quaid.
Jack Quaid would be interesting.
One
actually.
funny thing I saw on fan cast. So people always talk about like, oh, you can't have too old of a James Bond actor. That's why it shouldn't be Idris Elba. Someone's fan cast. I just like went to the top 3 on Google just to like get some ideas. They said they want Pierce Brosnan back as Bond, and I guess he's
Isn't
60.
he like
So he's
90?
only 69, I guess. So I guess he
Really?
looks way older than he is. Like in like Eurovision, he
God.
looks so old.
But
yeah, they're
I
like-
did actually
So
see
like,
that
our fan
there is-
cast is just bring back Pierce Brosnan for another go. at
There is an
Bond.
actual rule that for the casting, there was an actual rule where it's like a lot of you have to be over 5'10" and you have to be
Shit.
under 40. And I've just realised now that a couple of mine I think are under 5'10" and over 40.
Daniel Craig is not over 5'10".
He
I'll
is.
tell you that right
Should've
now.
had Daniel.
I'll
should've
put
had
my life
Daniel
savings on
Radcliffe
Daniel
on it.
Craig being shorter than
Daniel
5'10".
Radcliffe could have been.
Tyler, he's 5'10".
I don't care what
He is-
Google says. No, that's the thing. I don't
No,
care what it
Wait,
says.
what do you
online.
think? Do you think he's tall?
Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
No, he's short. That dude's
No,
5'.
he's
No, he's
short.
5. He looks 5'10". 5'10".
I think he
Yeah,
looks
Yeah,
like
that's.
a
I mean,
small
that's like
human.
he's a normal height, but
He
yeah,
looks like
he's
George's
short.
height, like
He's
George's
not
height.
Tom Cruise, but he's short.
Right.
Hey,
I-
5'10" is not short. 5'10"
5'10's my height, so I'm not gonna.
The last honorable mention I had that I think would have probably won me in the draft is I had George Carmi on here.
Yeah, that would have won you it.
I figured that's just
there was
lame,
one
though.
more that I was thinking of. The guy who plays, the guy in fucking Game of Thrones that plays Jamie. He'd be alright.
Oh yeah,
Nikolai something.
Nikolai, yeah.
he's from like
Yeah, he'd be
Jail.
something. Also, Joel Kinnaman. I like Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah,
He'd be okay.
it'd be good.
It's
All right. We'll wrap up the draft there. So Cam, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Henry Golding, Chris Hemsworth, Lakeith Stanfield, and George McKay. Tyler took Henry Cavill, Richard Madden, Jamie Dornan, Riz Ahmed, and Jacob Elordi. That's a strong draft. George took Idris Elba. I'm George. Cillian Murphy, Robert Pattinson, Taron Egerton, and Tom Holland. That's an even stronger draft. And Seth took Daniel Kaluuya, Tom Hardy, Jack O'Connell, Ed Westwick, and Dev Patel. Also a strong draft.
I've almost talked myself into this Henry Golding casting. I think
I love that casting.
I
I just thought he was gonna
love-
fall. I thought he was gonna fall.
I
I like
love
would
that
want. I would
casting.
love. I'd be ecstatic if they
Yeah,
announced him.
Yeah.
First off, go watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Anna really likes it. I do need to watch
It's so
that.
good, man.
Yeah, It's just something
But
about his
also-
accent specifically is like extra
It's like
suave.
luscious, man. It's pretty cute. He's in. Oh
And he's
God,
tall.
he
He's tall
was.
as well.
He was in Persuasion.
Wait, I'm confused. Does James Bond need to be tall or he needs to be short?
No, he needs to be.
He needs to be short,
I read
apparently.
it. He needs to be 5'10" or higher or taller.
Wait,
sorry.
Seth, you have definitely seen The Gentleman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in The Gentleman.
Oh.
Isn't he in
Is
he?
Shazam?
Yeah, he's
I don't
Dry Eye in The Gentleman.
I know. Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, I get that. He's a good, and he's tall as well. I think so. That's
Yeah,
fine.
he is tall, so maybe he doesn't fall into your cultural norms of what a James Bond should look like. Being a
No,
short
that's like a
person.
rule.
No, that's the thing. He should be 5'10" or over. Cam.
5'10" or over. Oh.
It's not
You
an
don't have
no.
like a 5'1" James Bond. don't you? 5 foot that.
Dude, Tom Cruise is like actually 5'6" or something like
Yeah,
No,
that.
he's
he's
Like,
smaller. He's like
he is
small.
Fucking tiny, man.
It's
It's
so
so funny. All right, we'll wrap up the episode there. Again,
5'7".
what's that?
He's 5'7".
He's not 5'7".
Well,
Okay,
shit.
Google said 5'7", so
I don't think he's 5'7".
probably 4 foot.
Shut up. about your
Thank
height,
you
Baker.
for listening to our episode this week. This is episode 19. Next week is episode 20, which I guess is a pretty big milestone for us. So shout out to the support on getting us to 19 episodes and eventually 20. Again, Letterboxd, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We're on everything. So give us a like, give us a follow, rate us 5 stars. It means the world to us that you guys support us the way you do. And we hope that support continues throughout 2023. Gentlemen, thank you for joining. Everyone have a fantastic Monday and a great rest of your week.
See you.
Thanks, y'all.